Chapter 263. Lin Ray and Jean Ling, who had returned to their rooms, lay on the bed and slept soundly. However, on the surface, Lin Ray looked like he was sleeping soundly, but in fact, he had entered the system. Lin Ray, who had just returned to his room, lay on the bed and let you enter the system in order to ask the little dragon about the entrance to leave this place and go to a higher plane to cultivate. Jean Ling then returned to the room and saw that her husband had fallen asleep. She thought that Lin Ray was like this because he was too sad, so she did not care. Instead, she snuggled up in Lin Ray's arms and fell asleep. At this time, in a space in the system, Lin Ray looked at the little dragon who had appeared and asked, "Little dragon, I've finished the matter here. Tell me, how can we leave here and go to a higher plane?" To Xiaolong, Lin Li didn't need to beat around the bush because there was no need to. After all, the two of them had known each other for many years and had already become indispensable friends. Although the two of them would occasionally bicker, this was just their way of talking. "Oh, so fast. When you were in Tianxian, didn't you insist on coming back? Moreover, at that time, you wanted to stay here for a few decades. Why? You've only been back for a few years and you can't stay anymore?" Looking at Lin Ray's appearance, the little dragon did not hide its teasing at Lin Ray. It had a despicable and annoying look. "Sigh. To be honest, when I was in Tianxian, I had been working hard to come back. Even if I encountered danger, as long as I could increase the chance to go home, I would do everything to work toward this goal. However, after I was released, I worked hard to find my mother. Now that I found my mother, I'm at a loss." At that moment, Lin Ray's eyes were filled with confusion. After finding his mother, taking revenge for her, and reuniting with his family, Lin Li's nerves, which had been stretched taut for a long time, suddenly relaxed. His heart was at a loss. He didn't know what to do next. There was always a voice in his heart telling him that he didn't belong in this life. And so, Lin Li had come. He had come to ask Xiaolong for a solution. "Haha, I knew that you wouldn't be able to stay here for long, but I didn't expect that you would only stay here for a year." At this moment, the little dragon was in the air with his hands behind his back. From the back, he looked like an enlightened master. However, from the front, coupled with his words, he looked like a gangster. "Oh, then hurry up and tell me how to leave this place. An easy life will only wear away my will. Only by fighting, only in the cultivation world can I continue to move forward." Lin Ray was really anxious. Although he had just broken through to the peak of the Mayana realm, he could feel that his realm had stagnated. Moreover, his cultivation base and spiritual energy didn't seem to be as strong as before. As soon as this point appeared, Lin Ray couldn't help but start to worry. The richness and thinness of spiritual energy was related to whether he could fight with people of the same level. It couldn't be ignored. Yes, when I first came here, I read all the information here. However, unfortunately, I found that the teleportation formation here has been seriously damaged. There's basically no possibility of repairing it. "What?" Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray exclaimed and looked at the little dragon in disbelief. "How could this be? Then what should I do? Then I can't leave?" After the exclamation, Lin Ray's face showed a disappointed expression. This scene made the little dragon in the air excited. However, Mo Wang's face was still calm. "However, if you can upgrade the level of the formation to the celestial level, I believe you can still create a teleportation formation. Maybe there will be an unexpected surprise. I'll beat you to death, you damn child." Lin Ray, who originally thought that there was no hope, suddenly heard the little dragon's words and became angry. He didn't expect that at this time. He was still in the mood to tease him. Okay, don't make trouble." Looking at Lin Ray, who was about to make a move, the little dragon's back couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat. A moment ago, he was still smiling mischievously. The next moment, he began to talk seriously to Lin Ray about how to build a teleportation formation. "I've read it. If you want to leave, you must reach the peak of the celestial level. Moreover, the most important thing is that when you came back, the system only gave you 10 years. Now almost 2 years have passed, so you can only break through to the celestial level in the remaining 8 years. Otherwise, you know the consequences. What? 8 years? At this moment, Linley was very unwilling to believe it. If he had known earlier, when he had broken through to become a heavenly tier alchemist, he had gone through life-and-death situations and had the help of the elf tribe. But now, there was nothing here except for that Emperor-level array book. No matter how awesome he was, he couldn't have broken through to the peak of the heavenly tier by himself. Well, is there any other way? You know, the peak of the celestial level is not a cabbage or radish that can be found everywhere on the street. This requires time to settle down and rich experience to break through. Look at me, a newbie who doesn't know anything. Do you think I have the ability to break through to the peak of the celestial level in the next 8 years? After hearing Lin Ray's words, the little dragon, who originally had a serious expression, instantly revealed a look of contempt and ridicule. He looked at Lin Ray on the ground as if he was teaching his good-for-nothing child a lesson. He didn't care that Lin Ray had met him and scolded him directly. Rottenwood can't be carved. I say, Linley, are you an idiot? You're usually so clever. Why is it that when it comes to serious matters, your cleverness is all gone? What? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray was stunned at first. Then he asked the little dragon for guidance with a courteous attitude. I know, little dragon, you're the best. I'm on fire now. How can I still have time to think? Hurry up and tell me. Looking at Lin Ray's appearance, the little dragon also knew that now was not the time to fool around. Then, he began to seriously talk to Lin Ray about the solution. Have you forgotten? Didn't I give you a spatial immortal weapon called the Cosmos Bell before? You can use the time difference between inside and outside to cultivate your formation. That way, only 3 or 4 days will have passed outside for a year inside. The little dragon's words enlightened Lin Ray. At this moment, Lin Ray really wanted to find a hole in the ground and crawl into it. Chapter 264. Okay, I'll go and prepare now. I'll go into seclusion immediately. But before that, there are some things that need to be solved first. After speaking, Lin Ray's consciousness returned to his body. However, it was still night, so Lin Ray did not get up. Instead, he fell asleep with his wife in his arms. On the horizon, a ray of morning glow slowly rose. It was so beautiful that people would fall in love with it. In the blink of an eye, the night passed. Lin Ray woke up early in the room and made breakfast. Then, he woke everyone up for breakfast. At this moment, all the family members were sitting at the dining table. However, because time had passed, except for Ouyang Jing, Jean Ling, and Lin Ray, the others all looked at the food on the table with sleepy eyes. They had no appetite. Their faces were full of unhappiness, but they did not dare to vent it out. They could only hold it in their stomachs. Mother, you woke you up today? It's very simple. Don't you want to go to Long Zhong? Since that's the case, you guys can go after this meal. As for Lin Feng and Lin Ro, if they want to follow you, you can take them with you. Lin Ray's casual words shocked the sleepy siblings, Ouyang Jing, and the others. They did not know why their son, brother, would mention such a thing at this time. They were very confused. At the same time, Ouyang Jing was also very surprised. He wanted to return to Long Zhong's side, but he did not expect it to be so fast. Moreover, it was his son who brought it up. Ray, what are you doing? Yes, brother, what's wrong with you? At this time, the mother and the children were very puzzled. What was wrong with their brother this early in the morning? Nothing. It's just that I have something to do in a while and have to leave for a few years. Moreover, in here, I may not have contact with the outside world, so you are here. I can't see you either. Didn't Mother tell you about Long Zhong when she came back? I know that you want to have a father, so you can go. Silence. Everyone was silent. Ouyang Jing, in particular, teared up when he heard what Lin Ray said. His throat wriggled as if he wanted to say something, but it was blocked by an unknown thing, and he couldn't speak. It was even more so for Lin Feng and Lin Ro. When they heard Lin Ray's words, they didn't know what to say. To be honest, when Lin Ray came back, they felt that they had been separated from each other for more than 2 years. However, as they got along, their feelings for each other became stronger and even better than before. Lin Ray and Lin Feng had mixed feelings at the moment. They really wanted their father, but for their older brother, they wanted their older brother to accompany them. After all, there was no one else in their childhood apart from their older brother. It could be said that Lin Ray was like a father to them, giving them fatherly love that they had lost. At this moment, they hesitated. It was difficult for them to make such a choice. In the end, they looked helplessly at their mother beside them for help. All right, little Feng and little Ro, I know you really want it, but it's also difficult for you to make a choice. However, father is a very important existence to you, but to me he's just an illusory existence, a dispensable existence. So go with mother. If you want to come back to see me, it's still possible. However, I might not be around for the next few years. If there's anything, just look for the black shadow guarding the villa. He'll help you solve all the problems you want to solve. After he finished speaking, Lin Ray didn't say anything else, because at this moment, Lin Ray's heart was already aching. He didn't want to be separated from his newly reunited family, but Lin Ray couldn't force his will on them. If that was the case, Lin Ray would rather not have such a family relationship. Sigh. All right, since you've already made up your mind, I won't say anything else. Ouyang Jing, who had been staring at Lin Ray, observed her son for a long time. But in the end, Ouyang Jing only observed his determination, incomparable determination. Therefore, she knew that this matter was already set in stone and couldn't be changed. What? Mother, you're right, aren't you? We've just been reunited with Big Brother. Why do you want to look for someone we've never seen before who claims to be our father? Hearing her mother's words, Lin Ro was unwilling for a moment. In the past year, or even more than 10 years before that, her elder brother had spent all of it with her. Now, they had to be separated. How could she bear this? Yes, mother. This time, I agree with sister. That person claims to be our father, but we've never seen him before. As for Big Brother, he has indeed been with us all this time. When we were bullied by others, it was Big Brother who rushed forward alone and chased away those who bullied us. All these years, if it wasn't for Big Brother, we probably wouldn't have been able to live so well. Moreover, now that our standard of living has improved, why do we still have to look for him? Perhaps because he knew that Lin Ray was about to be separated, Lin Feng couldn't control his emotions and shouted. When a few people around saw this scene, they were all stunned. Usually, Lin Feng was the calmest. After encountering any situation, he would treat it with a calm attitude. But now, this was the first time Lin Ray and the others had seen him like this. That's enough. At this moment, when he saw that the situation was about to get out of hand, Lin Ray hurriedly stepped forward to stop them. Impudent! How can you talk to your mother like that? Lin Ray knew that his younger brother and sister were like this because they couldn't bear to part with him. However, Lin Ray really wanted them to live in a peaceful and realistic world. How good would it be if the family was happy? He didn't want his younger brother and sister to live like him, licking the blood from the knife's edge. A life where they might be killed every day. This wasn't what Lin Ray wanted. I know that you can't bear to part with me, but have you thought about Mother? Compared to me, Mother obviously needs you more. When I'm not around, you have to take care of Mother as much as possible. Don't let her suffer any harm. If I come back and find that Mother has lost weight or is injured, then you'll have to wait for my punishment. We understand. After hearing their elder brother's words, they knew that this matter couldn't be reversed, so they could only agree. After all, they all felt that their elder brother was right. All right, take this card. You can buy whatever wine you want in the future. After all, it's better to take your family's money and spend it comfortably than to be given by others. As he spoke, Lin Ray took out 2 black cards from his pocket and handed them to Lin Feng and Lin Ro. His eyes were filled with reluctance as he spoke. Hearing their elder brother's words, Lin Feng and Lin Ro raised their heads. Looking at the cards in front of them, they took them without hesitation and put them in their pockets. You should have the ability to protect yourselves. So, from today onwards, you two have to come here every day to cultivate. I'll send someone to watch over you and guide you. Although I don't want you to step into this world of corpses and blood, in today's world, if you don't have the ability to protect yourself, then you're like a piece of fat meat on a knife's edge. You can only be slaughtered by others. Really? After hearing Linley's words, the two of them instantly became interested. The two of them were looking forward to cultivating, but without Linley's permission, they didn't dare to do it. Elder brother, are you really going to let us cultivate? Yes. Looking at his younger brother and sister's happy smiles, Lin Ray's heart was filled with a sense of satisfaction. However, cultivation is a very difficult and boring thing. Just like a person, in order to break through a realm, it's possible to cultivate for hundreds of years without leaving the house. So, if you step into the cultivation world, you have to overcome these difficulties and walk to the end without fear of hardships. Lin Ray was at ease about this. After all, the two of them had followed him since they were young. So, Lin Ray trusted them very much. At the same time, he also believed that they could cultivate to an unimaginable level. Okay, we know. We will definitely not let our elder brother's church down. We will definitely study hard and practice hard. We will not waste our time. At this moment, Lin Feng and Lin Ro were very excited. Since yesterday, when they heard about cultivation, the two of them didn't sleep at all. They spent the whole night thinking about how they could also cultivate. They didn't expect that the next morning, their dream would become a reality. Okay, you guys hurry up and eat. After eating, leave with your mother. Remember, you have to come back to study every day. You can't miss a day. With that, Lin Ray stood up, turned around, and walked upstairs. However, the moment he turned around, his originally smiling face collapsed instantly. His face was full of reluctance as he left. At this time, Jean Ling also stood up and said goodbye to Ouyang Jing. Then, she followed Lin Ray back to the room. When Lin Ray was talking just now, she was present the whole time. She was very surprised that Lin Ray was going to leave. She didn't know that her husband was going to leave, so she had to figure out what was going on. Dong! Jean Ling, who came to the room, angrily closed the door and made a loud noise. She came to the bed and sat down unhappily. Lin Ray, who was sitting on the sofa, couldn't help but smile bitterly in his heart when he saw his wife's situation. Sigh, why did I forget to tell Linger first? Now it seems that Linger is angry. With that thought, Lin Ray immediately stood up and walked towards Jean Ling step by step. He cooked on the bed with a smile on his face. In an instant, a hand blocked Jean Ling's eyes and begged, "My dear wife, I was wrong. Everything is my fault. I didn't inform you in advance. Tell me, how do you want to punish me? I'll endure it." At this moment, Lin Ray was shamelessly fawning on Jean Ling. If this scene were to be seen, those people would be shocked. All right, I'm not angry with you anymore. But first, you have to tell me why you said you were going to leave for a few years. You're not going to go into seclusion again, are you? Ling knows me better than anyone. After seeing his own days and confessing his intentions, Lin Ray showed the main reason for his seclusion this time. I went into seclusion this time to study formations. I observed planet Aqua Blue and found that there is no longer a teleportation formation here. So, as long as I cultivate to the level of a heavenly formation master, I will be able to draw a teleportation formation myself and leave this place. Oh, I see. After hearing her husband's explanation, Lin Ray was relieved. She didn't want to interfere with this matter. After all, she also wanted to leave this place. Then how many years are you going to be in seclusion? Last time, you were in seclusion for a year. This time, it was hard to imagine that last time, he was in seclusion for a year just to break through his cultivation. But now, he was practicing formations. Jean Ling had read about formations in ancient books. Every time a formation master advanced, the difficulty would increase exponentially. Therefore, Jean Ling didn't dare to imagine how long her husband would be in seclusion. Sigh, there's no other way. There's no teleportation formation here. But don't worry, it won't be long before I can cultivate to the heaven rank. I promise you. Lin Ray knew that since he recovered his memory, the time he spent with Jean Ling became shorter and shorter. They might not even see each other for a few years. But what could he do? Well, then go ahead. I'll help you take care of this place. I'll urge my son to practice hard and study hard. Don't worry and go into seclusion. I'll help you take care of everything outside properly. At this moment, the only thing Jean Ling could do for her husband, who was about to go into seclusion, was to help him take care of the trivial matters outside so that he could rest assured. "Well, it's good to have you." Looking at such a well-behaved colleague's wife in his arms, Lin Ray felt extremely happy. After that, Lin Ray and Jean Ling cuddled for a while, then disappeared from the room. They went into the heaven and earth bell and began their seclusion. In the outside world, Jean Ling knew that her husband had gone into seclusion, so she quickly went outside and told Ouyang Jing and the others. After that, Ouyang Jing left Tianwan Garden according to Lin Ray's words and went to the Long family's villa. He brought Lin Feng and Lin Ro and successfully moved into the Long family's villa. However, they still went to Tianwan Garden to practice every day as Lin Ray had instructed. Time passed quickly. In the blink of an eye, 8 years had passed and many people had changed. It had been 8 years since Lin Ray went into seclusion. During these 8 years, Ouyang Jing would go to Tianwan Garden every year for a while and bring Long Zhong, Lin Feng, and Lin Ro. However, during these 8 years, Lin Ray had always been in seclusion. In 8 years, his son, Jin In, who was originally 6 years old, had now grown into a 14-year-old young man. He was fair and clean, looking like a rich young master. Chapter 265. 8 years have passed, and everyone is changing. However, during these 8 years, Lin Ray has always been sitting in the Cosmos Bell, practicing the way of array formation. In the past 8 years, Lin Ray's cultivation of array formation could be considered to have reached a small level. It could be said that it was enough to draw a teleportation array and leave by himself. During this period of time, although the way of array formation had been cultivated to the peak of the heaven stage, his cultivation did not change at all. He was still at the peak of the Deshang stage. However, if the current Lin Ray was compared to the Lin Ray before his closed-door cultivation, Lin Ray could destroy his previous self into ashes. Although in the past 8 years, his cultivation did not increase, the purity of his spiritual power had indeed greatly improved. Moreover, not only the purity of his spiritual power, but his realm had also improved to a terrifying level. From the realm of the earth immortal, he had advanced to the realm of the great principle golden immortal. The current Lin Ray could advance at any time as long as he hesitated about his experience and spiritual power, and there was no sign of instability in his foundation. In the past 8 years, although Lin Ray could not practice any cultivation method, Lin Ray had experienced the truth of the great Tao from the way of array formation. Although it was vague, he, who was at the peak of the Deshang stage, touched on something that even a golden immortal might not be able to do. Although on the surface, Lin Ray had been in closed-door cultivation for 8 years, in fact, it was not. The time in the Cosmos Bell was different from the time in the outside world. Although 8 years had passed in the outside world, Lin Ray had already spent thousands of years in the Cosmos Bell. Otherwise, let alone a heaven stage array master, he could not even become a profound stage array master in 8 years. Moreover, the reason why he could become a heaven stage array master in 8 years was more because Lin Ray already had the spirit of a heaven stage array master. Therefore, Lin Ray had a unique opportunity in this regard. During this period, Lin Ray had already learned the second level of the Chaos Scripture. What surprised Lin Ray was that the second level could be cultivated directly to the immortal stage. Although Lin Ray was very excited, his soul had been cultivating for a long time, so he was already mentally prepared. Therefore, although Lin Ray was very excited, Lin Ray did not show it. Phew! Within the Cosmos Bell, in the space where Linli was located, Linli, who had his eyes tightly shut, suddenly opened them. In the darkness, a bright light flashed through Linli's eyes. At this moment, Linli's eyes revealed a look of vicissitudes that made it hard for others to fathom. This was completely inconsistent with his youthful appearance. For a person at his age to have such a sense of vicissitudes, it was either that he had experienced many things that others had not experienced, or that he had shown it through the accumulation of time. However, in the eyes of outsiders, Lin Ray obviously did not belong to the second choice. I've finally cultivated the array to the peak of the heaven stage. I believe that it won't be long before I can leave here and head to a higher plane of existence to cultivate. When that time comes, everything will return to its original track. Sigh. At this point, Lin Ray sighed and revealed a look of disappointment. Yo, who is this? What's wrong? You're leaving now. Aren't you a little reluctant? Suddenly, in a clever and dark place, after Lin Ray sighed, a teasing voice suddenly sounded, which made Lin Ray instantly awake. Why are you here? This doesn't seem to be the system. The person who spoke was the system's artifact spirit, the little dragon. After hearing the little dragon's voice, Lin Ray frowned and looked in the direction of the voice with a puzzled expression. Lin Ray, don't forget that the Cosmos Bell was given to you by the system. Besides, I'm not on the same level as the Cosmos Bell. No matter what you say, I can still come in, so you don't have to be confused about this. Oh. After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray nodded as if he didn't know, indicating that he understood. I didn't expect that after 8 years, you would be able to do something that others wouldn't be able to do in their lifetime. I really have good eyesight. I didn't misjudge you. At this moment, the little dragon had already observed the aura of a heaven rank array master coming from Lin Ray's body and started praising him with a look of worship. This made Lin Ray, who was sitting on the ground, feel a wave of helplessness. Damn, this guy, can't he be a little more reserved? Where's his face? Why didn't he bring his face with him when he went out? Looking at the little dragon in the sky, Lin Ray helplessly covered his head with one hand, looking as if he didn't want to pay attention to him. At the same time, he was muttering in his heart. Of course, Lin Ray didn't dare to say these words out loud. Otherwise, if the little dragon heard these words, it could be imagined that the little dragon would definitely wait. Okay. Are you here to congratulate me or to disgust me? In the end, Lin Ray really couldn't take it anymore and said to the little dragon in the sky. However, it was really effective. The moment Lin Ray finished speaking, the little dragon stopped perfecting himself and walked down from the sky. He arrived in front of Lin Ray and said to Lin Ray with a look of admiration, "You didn't disappoint me, nor did you disappoint yourself. I've always agreed with this point. You did it. You did what others couldn't do. But because of this, you can't be arrogant because of this. You must guard against arrogance and rashness and work harder than before. Otherwise, all of this will be lost sooner or later." Damn it. At this moment, after hearing the little dragon's words, he was originally happy about breaking through to the heaven rank array master. But at this moment, all of that mood vanished like smoke in thin air. Anger surged up, and he couldn't hold it in anymore. I say, little dragon, you didn't look at the almanac before you went out. This one sentence directly stunned the little dragon. Although Lin Ray knew a lot of things, he had never heard of something like the almanac. Almanac? What almanac? Sure enough, I knew it. Otherwise, you would know that today. You'll have a bloody disaster. The moment he finished speaking, Lin Ray stood up, pounced on the little dragon, and began all kinds of torture. But during the process, the little dragon didn't seem to feel any discomfort. In the end, Lin Ray could only helplessly stop. I say, even if you don't feel anything, can't you cooperate? You're making me lose face. At this moment, Lin Ray's anger had subsided. He remembered what the little dragon said before, but no one would be able to resist saying such things when he was happy. Next time I'll work hard to cooperate with you. The little dragon's one sentence directly left Lin Ray speechless. He didn't know what to say next. Okay, stop fooling around. Now that the spell formation has broken through, what should we do next? At this moment, Lin Ray sat back in his original place and began to ask the little dragon for advice in a serious manner. The little dragon also knew the seriousness of this matter, so he didn't say much. Instead, he directly told Lin Ray what to do next. I know that you've broken through to the heaven rank, so the next thing is to properly say goodbye to your family in the little time you have left. Then, go to a place with excellent scenery and draw a 9 spirits teleportation array. Only then can we leave this place. What? a 9 spirits teleportation array. Lin Ray, who originally had a relaxed expression, instantly frowned and revealed a dangerous expression after hearing the little dragon talk about the spell formation. Lin Ray knew about the 9 spirits teleportation array. When he was cultivating as a formation master, he had seen it in an Emperor-level spell formation book. The 9 spirits teleportation array was a peak heaven-ranked spell formation. It was different from ordinary spell formations. Ordinary teleportation arrays could teleport from one end to another, but the 9 spirits teleportation array was different. It could only teleport once, and there was no specific location. As long as you activated the 9 spirits teleportation array, then what happened next was not up to you. The difficulty of drawing it was also very high. Therefore, when Lin Ray heard that the 9 spirits teleportation array was enough, he understood the difficulty of this matter. Little dragon, are you sure you want to set up the 9 spirits teleportation array? He doesn't teleport to a fixed location. No one knows where he'll be teleported to. Won't you be in danger by doing this? Although Lin Ray had the courage to break through, he still had some misgivings about this point. One had to know that this kind of teleportation array generally only had a 0.1% success rate. No one was willing to use this kind of teleportation array. Therefore, this kind of teleportation array was listed as a heaven-ranked spell formation. That's right, this is what I want. You have to know that cultivation is originally going against the heavens. Everything is already predestined. If you want to follow the will of the heavens, then you can only live under the great Tao for the rest of your life and become a pawn of the great Tao, a puppet. If you don't want to be like this, then you can only go against the heavens and walk your own path. On this path, there are all kinds of life-threatening dangers. You can't be overcautious every time you encounter such dangers. You will only lose more, and you won't be able to do anything. Boom. It was as if a shackle had been lifted after the little dragon's words. It was as if the shackles that had been sealing Lin Ray were opened. At this moment, Lin Ray suddenly understood. The great Tao was merciless, and cultivation defied the heavens. It turned out that the realm of the Zenith Heaven Golden Immortal had directly risen to the middle stage of the Immortal Monarch realm. Good, well said. Cultivation defies the heavens, and the great Tao is merciless. Good, you're right. At this moment, Lin Ray's eyes flashed. His eyes were much brighter than before, as if Lin Ray had understood a lot at this moment. That's right. Besides, you're my host. Would I harm you? Looking at Lin Ray, the little dragon revealed a smile of satisfaction. Well, we'll do as you said and draw the 9 spirits teleportation array. However, the cost of drawing this kind of array is very high. Don't you think you'll have to? After saying this, Lin Ray stretched out his hand and asked for something from the little dragon. You? What do you mean? I'm telling you, I don't have anything, but I do have a life. Take it if you want it. Having said that, the little dragon stretched its neck in front of Lin Ray like a rascal. Damn, you're not asking me to pay for the array out of my own pocket, are you? There are tens of thousands of people behind me. You? I don't care. Anyway, I'm not the one who wants to leave. I really want to stay here. Anyway, I don't have anything. The two of them, one after the other, began to talk without any forewarning, all for the sake of drawing up the necessary material for the 9 spirits transfer array. In the end, Linley had no choice but to reluctantly part with his treasures and pay out of his own pocket. It's fine if that's the case. You made me waste so much time here. However, although I can't give you what you want, don't forget that your array has broken through to the peak of the heaven stage. The system has a lot of rewards for you, but here, the system can't do anything about it. So, if you want it, quickly leave this place and enter the system. Just as Lin Ray was feeling sad that he was about to use up his family's resources, the little dragon's words made him feel much better. Before the little dragon finished speaking, Lin Ray left the place and entered the system. Wow, it's really different. The system's scenery and the cosmos clock are on a different level. It's pitch black there, but here, it's full of birds and flowers, mountains and rivers. It's so beautiful. Lin Ray, who had spent 1,000 years in darkness, was stunned and sighed when he saw this scene again. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for breaking through to the heavens stage. These sudden words pulled the stunned Linley back to reality. Raising his head, he saw that all of his information had appeared in front of him. Only, there were a few things that hadn't been there before. Name: Lin Ray. Age: 32. Cultivation: Peak of the Mahayana Realm Experience: 300000000/3 600 Spiritual Roots: Thunder, Fire, Wood, Metal, Chaos. Spiritual Roots talent. Middle stage: Immortal Monarch Realm Cultivation Method. Second stage of the Primal Chaos Scripture. Incomplete. Devouring Heavenly Technique. Growable. Primordial Pill Refinement. Entry Cultivation Method. Cloud Formula. Emperor Grade Cultivation Method. Same formation. Emperor Grade Cultivation Method. Tyrant Body. Technique: Emperor Grade Cultivation Method. Martial Skills: Butterfly Steps. Entry Level: Star Finger. Proficient: Silent Thunder Spear Art. High-level Dark Level Martial Skill. Now practice to the entry level. Can produce 3 Thunderbolts. Myriad Sword Art. Heaven Stage. Level 3 Incineration. Emperor Level. Dragon Subduing Step. Emperor Level. Shura Spear Art. King Level. Shura Sword Formation. King Level. Divine Changes. Emperor Level. Spiritual Treasures. Martial Emperor Godly Spear. High-level Spiritual Chi. Growable. Myriad Magic Sword. Gradeless. Myriad Beast Furnace. Heaven and Earth Bell. Supreme Grade Celestial Artifact. Heavenly Temple. Upper Grade Celestial Artifact. Equipment: Cloud Treading Boots. Spiritual Weapon Upper Grade. Purple Cloud Robe. Spiritual Weapon Upper Grade. Purple Cloud Inner Armor. Spiritual Weapon Upper Grade. Purple Jade Crown. Immortal Artifact Low Grade. Purple Jade Wood King Hairpin. Immortal Artifact Low Grade. Middle Grade Celestial Artifact Set Carefree. Mount: Red Flame Tiger. Peak of the Mahayana Realm. Lucky Draw Wheel. 2 War General Lottery System. The War General Lottery opportunity has been used up. This system has been permanently sealed. Reputation Points: 130, 000 Exchange Points, 0 Spiritual Stones, 0 Heaven Stage Alchemist, 368, 505, 0000 Heaven Stage Array Master, 500, 005, 0000 Top Grade Spiritual Herbs, Heaven and Earth Treasures, Purple Gold Nephrite, Purple Gold Sand, Purple Gold Nephrite, 50 kilograms. Purple Gold Godly Iron, 50 kilograms. Side mission: within 300 years, reach the cultivation level that the system thinks of. If you can't complete it, the system has the right to directly kill you. When your strength is improved again, rescue the suppressed Paishio. Medicinal Pills: 11 Mind Control Pills, 8,000 Mind Control Pills. Chapter 266. After looking at his own information, Linley did not become arrogant because of this. Instead, Linley's nerves became even more tense. If he knew that he only had 300 years now, if he could not cultivate to a certain level and bring out the Paishio in 300 years, then the system would directly erase him. At the thought of this, Lin Ray was not in the mood to waste time here. At this moment, Lin Ray was confident that he could leave this place as soon as possible and go to a higher plane to improve his cultivation. Okay, I know. I'm not here to look at the information. Hurry up and give me the reward I got for advancing to a formation master. Going straight to the point, Linley didn't try to beat around the bush. Instead, he went straight to the point and stated his purpose for coming here. Ding dong, okay. Host, please don't panic. What should be given to you will naturally be given to you. You won't be short of anything. Hearing the system's words, Lin Ray pursed his lips and asked the obvious. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for advancing to a formation master. The reward is 4 immortal weapon formation flags. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for advancing to a yellow level formation master. The reward is black yellow pill, peak of the heaven level. It can stabilize a cultivator's realm. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for advancing to a black level formation master. The reward is Luo Long formation map, heaven-level formation map. It can trap a cultivator in the celestial immortal realm. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for advancing to an Earth-level formation master. The reward is Dazzling Light Sword, middle immortal weapon. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for advancing to an Earth-level formation master. The reward is level 3 of the Chaos Sutra. What? The level 3 of the Cultivation Sutra came out just like that? At this moment, when he heard the last reward, Lin Rei was completely dumbfounded. When he had broken through to the Mahayana realm, Lin Rei had begun to worry about how to obtain the level 3 of the Cultivation Sutra. He did not expect that after advancing to a heaven-level formation master, the reward was the level 3 of the Chaos Sutra that he had always dreamed of. Even if Lin Rei's tolerance was strong, he could not help but encounter such a thing. Io, look at that silly look on your face. Isn't it just the 3rd level? What's there to be happy about? Why? Are you happy now that you can immediately cultivate the 3rd layer of the cultivation technique? A person that Lin Rei didn't want to appear at this moment had appeared, and had even heard the words that he didn't want to hear. I say, Xiaolong, can't you just not come out and cause trouble for once? You can't always be like this. It's something to be happy about. In the end, you suddenly came out and poured a bucket of cold water on me. You're really hurting my mood. At this moment, Lin Rei felt very helpless. This was not the first time something like this had happened. Ever since he obtained the system, the little dragon had been pouring cold water on him. This lasted for more than 10 years. In these 10 years, Lin Rei had been suffering and did not dare to speak. That. Right now, Xiaolong, who was hovering in the air above Linli, was embarrassed upon hearing Linli's words. He stammered, unable to say anything. Forget it. It seems that you can't change this bad habit of yours. But I still want to say, can you do it just once? Just once. Don't be like this and make me happy. After finishing his words, Lin Rei did not continue to argue with the little dragon about this matter. Instead, he began to admire the treasures and elixirs that he had just obtained. Damn, you don't say. These 4 formation flags are really something. I was thinking that when I reached the cultivation world, I would find a weapon refiner to refine some for me. I didn't expect the system to send me such good things. It really can be said that my wishes come true. At this moment, Lin Rei's 4 formation flags were engraved with runes that he couldn't understand. However, he could feel the spiritual power seeping out from the 4 formation flags. For a moment, Lin Rei didn't want to send it over. It seemed that he wanted to carry it with him all the time. Look at you. Isn't it just a few flags? It's not like there won't be such things in the future. You care so much about this lousy stuff. It seems that I'll just give you some random lousy stuff in the future to satisfy you. When the little dragon in the sky saw Linli's reluctant expression, it couldn't help but reveal a disdainful look in its eyes as it spoke to Linli disdainfully. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei was instantly unwilling. What did he mean by just give me some random lousy stuff in the future? What was he talking about? Hey, little dragon, are you asking for a beating? What do you mean by just give me some lousy stuff? Let me tell you, now is now, and the future is the future. If you dare to give me the lousy stuff you're talking about in the future, be careful that I'll fall out with you. After saying that, Lin Rei turned his head and continued to look at other things, especially when he saw the dazzling light sword. Although Lin Rei liked it very much, it was still far from the Mu 10,000 art sword. Moreover, Lin Rei could also feel that the hardness of the 2 materials was on a completely different level. Therefore, even if he had to give a dozen dazzling light swords, Lin Rei wouldn't exchange the Mu 10,000 art sword for the Mu 10,000 art sword. It just so happens that I promised to give him a sword. With the dazzling light sword, I believe that a middle-grade immortal weapon should be able to enter Er's eyes. When he saw the dazzling light sword, Lin Rei thought of the promise he made to his son when he killed Long Batian. Therefore, Lin Rei made up his mind that this middle-grade immortal weapon already belonged to his son, Jin. Of course, if the experts in the immortal realm and the cultivation world heard Lin Rei's idea, They would be so angry that they would vomit blood. A middle-grade immortal weapon. Even in the immortal realm, this was a rare sight, let alone in the cultivation realm. But now, Linley was casually giving it away. Most likely, if they were to hear this, a bloodbath would break out. I believe Inner will like it. After saying that, Lin Ray took the dazzling light swords. He had no intention of putting them back into the storage basket. Well, little dragon, I've been in seclusion here for 8 years. Since I'll be leaving soon, I can use this time to arrange things here. During this time, you can't be idle. Try to use your skills to find an excellent place to set up the 9 spirits transfer formation on planet Water Blue. Okay. When the little dragon heard Lin Ray's words, he nodded without hesitation. At the same time, he said to Lin Ray with an excited smile on his face, "We're finally leaving this place. I've been living a peaceful life here for almost 10 years. My fighting spirit is almost worn out. If I don't experience a life-and-death battle, I'll be useless." Yes, that's right. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray agreed, because what he said was what Lin Ray wanted to say. In the past 10 years, Lin Ray's martial Emperor Divine Spear had been silent for a long time. Even the 5 ancestors did not let it fight to the fullest extent. Soon, we're leaving. When the time comes, we'll have to live a life where there's no tomorrow. But I'll miss those days. It was better to say that he missed them. After all, Lin Ray could no longer return to the boy who had no cultivation and dared not complain when bullied by others. After living in Tianxian, Lin Ray was no longer the same person he used to be. Well, I won't talk to you anymore. We haven't seen each other for 8 years. I don't know how an Er's cultivation is now, and I don't know what she looks like. I don't know how Linger is doing either. At the thought of this, Lin Ray could not help but feel excited. In the past 8 years, Lin Ray also thought of his wife and child, but because of his closed-door training, Lin Ray could not go out to meet them. Well, you go. During this time, I'll help you explore the best place to set up the 9 spirits transfer array. After the two finished discussing, Lin Ray did not stay in the system for another moment. Every minute and second, Lin Ray could not wait to see his wife and child. With a thought, Lin Ray was still in the system space a moment ago, and the next moment, Lin Ray was already in the room where he had left. Looking at those familiar things that had once been there, but were still placed in the far corner of the room. Looking at this familiar place, this familiar room, Linley couldn't help but reveal a smile on his face, and his eyes began to moisten. Phew! Inner Linger, I'm back. How'd you been? After calming down, Lin Ray slowly opened the door and walked out. Before he left, Lin Ray felt the tears in his eyes. Lin Ray quickly wiped them away. He did not want his son to see him in such a sorry state. Out of the door, he came to the railing next to the stairs and looked down. At this moment, there was no one in the hall. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray was puzzled. He instinctively wanted to release his divine sense. At this moment, a familiar voice came into Lin Ray's ears. Stop cultivating. You say, why are you like your dead father? Once you start cultivating, there's no end to it. Look, 8 years have passed, and he's been in closed-door training until now. I really don't know what he is thinking. You see, when he comes out, he will be in trouble. Oh, mother, you can't blame father. He did this because he wanted to cultivate to a higher level to protect us. You can't blame father. He did the right thing. Moreover, I also want to learn from father to improve my cultivation to the best and protect the people I want to protect. I don't want those people to hurt you and father. Lin Ray, who had been standing on the second floor, was stunned when he heard the conversation between his son and his wife. Then, the tears in his eyes couldn't help but burst out uncontrollably. However, Lin Ray still had some lingering fear in his heart. After hearing his wife's words, Lin Ray's spine was still covered in cold sweat. Chapter 267. After a moment of silence, Linley sorted out his emotions. Then, he quietly walked down from the second floor. Without making a sound, he went directly behind Jean Ling, who was cooking in the kitchen. With one move, Linley hugged Jean Ling's willow waist from behind. When Jean Ling, who was cooking, felt something strange. Her instinctive reaction was to stand up and kick Linley's crotch, directly kicking at Linley's penis. F***CK. F***CK. Fortunately, Linley's reaction was fast. After seeing his wife's intentions, he hurriedly dodged. Otherwise, right now, Linley would be lying on the ground, a eunuch. Hearing a familiar voice, Jean Ling turned around and saw her husband hugging her. She hadn't seen him for many years. Instantly, Jean Ling recalled what she had done to him and felt a lingering fear. Phew! I say, Ling, I know I haven't been out all these years, but you don't have to treat me like this. When he thought of his wife's face with spiritual energy, Linley couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat. This. At this moment, when Jean Ling heard her husband's words, she was flustered and didn't know what to say. This was because Jean Ling knew that if that kick had hit, it was conceivable that Linley would have died here today. Okay. Looking at his wife's panicked look, Lin Ray's gloomy mood disappeared in a flash. In the blink of an eye, he smiled and comforted his wife. It's okay. If I were to be kicked by you, how am I going to survive in the future? I'm at the peak of the Mahayana stage. Lin Ray knew that Jean Ling would definitely feel guilty after what happened just now. That was why Lin Ray quickly changed the topic to the food. To be honest, it's really okay. But I've been in seclusion for 8 years. During these 8 years, I missed your cooking very much. Besides, it's time to eat. Don't think about anything now. Hurry up and cook. As he spoke, Linley came to Jean Ling's side and hugged her by the waist. He gently patted Jean Ling's back to make her relax. Okay, I got it. At this moment, Jean Ling was no longer as panicked as before. She quickly turned around and began to cook Chinese food. Lin Ray kept hugging Jean Ling from behind. After a long time, the food was ready. Lin Ray also let go under Jean Ling's threat. Hubby, go outside and call Inner in for dinner. You don't know, our is now the school hunk in their class. There are a lot of little beauties around him. Seeing that her husband was reluctant to let go of her, Jean Ling covered her mouth and smiled. Then, she told her husband about Jean On's situation in the past few years. Oh, is that so? After hearing his son's information, Lin Ray was in disbelief. According to the age, his son was only 14 years old this year. Thinking back to when he was 14 years old, he was still in the Scythian mountain range, fighting for survival. He didn't expect his son to live so comfortably. That's right. You don't know, but now the girls in their class want to come to our house to do it. Jean raised his head and looked at his husband's disbelieving expression. For a moment, he quickly explained to him. Okay. However, I want to see who is stronger between him and me back then. With that, Lin Ray moved and walked out of the door. However, before he reached the door, he heard a burst of shouting. I didn't expect this kid to be so diligent. However, I want to see how much you've improved in the past few years. When he reached the door, Lin Ray didn't brazenly go forward to check. When Lin Ray saw his son practicing under the sun, Lin Ray didn't think much of it. He immediately suppressed his cultivation to the middle stage of the foundation establishment stage and rushed toward Jean In, who was practicing. Immediately, he used the stellar finger. After being restrained by Lin Ray, the stellar finger, which had been cultivated to the peak, was forcefully suppressed by Lin Ray to the proficient level. Take this. How dare you break into the Lin family's villa? You really don't want her life. Jean In, who was in the middle of practicing, suddenly felt danger. He turned around and executed the same martial technique as Linley, the astral finger. Both of them were very fast. In an instant, the two of them were entangled in a fight. With a pong sound, the two of them both retreated a few steps back at the same time. The distance between them was pulled apart at this time. The Dark Tribe members who had been guarding the villa all this time came out when they sensed the fight. More than 100 people all appeared in the villa at this moment. Furthermore, the aura on each of their bodies was released at this moment. However, when they saw that the person fighting was Lin Ray, who had been in seclusion for 8 years, everyone was first stunned. Then, they all knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Lin Ray. Greetings to the sect leader. We didn't know that the sect leader was sparring with the young sect leader, so we came to disturb you. Please punish us, sect leader." A voice that shook the clouds was heard. Lin Ray, who hadn't heard this voice for 8 years, laughed at this moment. Lin Ray laughed very happily. "Ha ha ha. Good, good. You've all done well. You've worked hard these past few years. Hurry up and get up." Looking at them, Lin Ray's eyes revealed a look of confusion. Then, he hurriedly asked the Dark Tribe members who were kneeling on the ground to stand up. "All these years, you've all done a great job guarding the villa. However, rewarding you at this time doesn't suit the situation. After a few days, when everything is done, I'll bring you to a higher plane to cultivate. When we reach the higher plane and settle down, I'll make up for today's reward. What do you think?" Thank you, sect leader. We're willing." At this moment, all the Dark Tribe members had excited smiles on their faces. It wasn't because of the reward that Lin Ray mentioned. It was because they heard Lin Ray say that they would be able to leave this place in a few days. Father, is it really you?" Just when everyone was excited about leaving, a tender and excited voice came from the crowd. Not long after, Jinan's figure appeared in front of Lin Ray's eyes. "Yes, not bad. I'm back. My son, your father is back." Perhaps because of his excitement, Lin Ray didn't care about the eyes of the Dark Tribe members around him. Instead, he rushed directly to Jinan and picked him up. Then he kissed him on the face. "Oh, father, why are you like this?" At this moment, Jinan, who was in Lin Ray's arms, felt his father's saliva on his face. He reluctantly tried to break away from Lin Ray's arms. However, would Lin Ray let him go far? "What's wrong? How old are you? You're starting to dislike your father?" Hearing this, Jin gave up resisting. He began to allow his father to ravage him. Not long later, Linley had finally had enough of the intimacy, and so he released Jinan. Not bad. I haven't seen you for 8 years. My son broke through from the chi refining stage to the late stage of the foundation establishment stage with your own efforts. Not bad. You really didn't let me down." When he was sparring with his son, Lin Ray could feel his son's strength and cultivation. Lin Ray was happy because of this. When he was 14 years old, he was just an ant who hadn't even reached the chi refining stage. "All right, you guys can leave now. Rest well for the next few years. I'll take you guys out of here in a few days." Looking at the 100 Dark Tribe members around him, Lin Ray hurriedly dispersed them. After all, they were still on planet Aqua Blue. "Yes, we'll obey the sect leader's orders." Hearing Lin Ray's order, the 100 Dark Tribe members responded to Lin Ray and dispersed. At this moment, the courtyard of the Lin family's villa was restored to its usual calm. "Come, let's go in. Your mother has already prepared the meal. If we don't go in, your mother will flip out." Seeing that everyone had dispersed, Lin Ray hurriedly pulled Jean in and walked into the villa. "Why did you two just come in?" As soon as they arrived at the living room, they saw Jean Ling walking out of the kitchen with a plate of food. When she saw Lin Ray and his son, Jean Ling couldn't help but ask, "Oh, my father was testing my strength just now, so we were late." Jean's words had bought Linley's trust. Linley hadn't expected that this son of his would be so frank and honest, telling him everything. "What?" Hearing Jean-On's words, Jean Ling's face, which had been full of smiles, instantly tensed up. Linley saw the unhappy look on her face. "Sigh, it's over." After seeing his wife's expression, Lin Ray muttered in his heart and quickly changed the topic. Come, let's hurry up and eat. For the past 8 years, I've been thinking about your cooking skills all the time." As he spoke, Linley sat down. Then, he took out a jar of flowery carving wine from his storage ring and picked up his chopsticks. "Come, already 14 years old. How can you not drink at this age?" Looking at his son beside him, Lin Ray didn't say anything. He directly picked up the wine jar and poured a bowl of wine into the empty bowl beside him. "What, you're crazy. How old is your son? You're letting him drink?" "No, absolutely not." When Jean Ling heard her husband's words, she immediately exploded and hurried forward to stop him. However, it was still too late. She saw Jean and pick up the bowl of wine on the table and gulp it down. How can you drink?" Jean, who had already approached but couldn't stop him, widened his eyes in disbelief. He didn't expect his son to drink. Chapter 268. Oh, okay, it's okay. I also started drinking around this time. It's nothing. Looking at his wife's nervous look, Linley hurriedly told her about his deeds in the past. However, it sounded like an old story to Jinling. Oomph. I don't care what you did back then. In short, this is my son. I don't want him to drink so early. If you let my son drink again, then don't enter my room in the future. This. Hearing Jinling's words, Lin Ray wanted to give in. However, because his son was beside him, Lin Ray could only bite the bullet and respond for the sake of his face. Why not? If he's your son, then I'm your husband. In short, this matter is non-negotiable. As he spoke, Lin Ray's waist was obviously raised. However, the more he spoke, the more guilty Lin Ray felt. When Jin saw this scene, he shook his head helplessly and began to eat. This kind of situation was common for Jin. However, until the end, Lin Ray was the one who gave in first, so Jin didn't have to go forward to stop him at all. Time passed little by little. While they were arguing, Jin had already eaten his fill. Then, he quietly went to the room. As for Jinling and Lin Ray, during the process of arguing, Lin Ray's voice became softer and softer. On the contrary, Jinling's voice became louder and louder. In the end, Lin Ray didn't speak anymore, but Jin was pointing at Lin Ray and scolding him. I'm telling you, this is the last time. If there's a next time, be careful. Don't talk about 100 years. Even if it's 1,000 years, don't enter my room. This is not a warning. This is the last ultimatum. Okay. Whatever Ling says. I won't let enter drink anymore. Okay. Lin Ray, who gave in, promised Jin Ling softly. Then, he turned his head to look for Jinan. However, at this time, there was no sign of Jinan. Where's my son? Look at you. Your son has already finished eating and left. After seeing Lin Ray's surprised gaze, Jinling told him where Jinan went and rolled her eyes at Lin Ray. So that's how it is. After learning of Jinan's whereabouts, Lin Ray could only hide his awkward gaze with a smile. Oh, by the way, a few days ago, Mother came looking for you. She seemed to be in a hurry, but you were in seclusion at that time, so... Suddenly, Jinling thought of the situation when Ouyang Jing came here and told Lin Ray about it. Oh, Mother came to see me? After hearing what his wife said, Lin Ray was puzzled. It was impossible for his mother to be here to see him. After all, Lin Feng and Lin Ro had been cultivating here every day. His mother should know best whether he had come out or not. After thinking about it for a while, he gave up. Okay, I got it. After I finish eating, I'll go look for Mother and see what's the matter. Okay, then you must remember. Don't forget it when the time comes. However, there's one more thing that seems to be related to Mother. What? Lin Ray was puzzled. What was it? Why was it related to his mother? It's just these few days. Little brother and sister haven't come for a long time, and there's no news from you. I'm afraid this matter has something to do with Mother a few days ago. Sister-in-law, has my big brother come out of seclusion? As the saying goes, speak of the devil, and he will appear. Just as they were talking, Lin Feng's voice came from outside and directly interrupted Jinling's words. Oh, he's here. After hearing his younger brother's voice, Lin Ray's face revealed a joyful smile. He was very excited, and his body involuntarily stood up. After a while, Lin Feng and Lin Ro hurried in from outside. When they saw their big brother standing up with a smile on his face, Lin Feng and Lin Ro were delighted. Big brother, you're finally out of seclusion. Do you know? We've missed you so much these few years. The two rushed to Lin Ray, and then the three of them excitedly hugged each other. Their eyes were wet because of this. That's enough. How old are you? Why are you still so emotional? You've ruined my good mood. Looking at his younger brother and sister, Lin Ray couldn't help but tease them. However, when Lin Ray let go of his younger brother and sister and saw their flustered faces, Lin Ray knew that something big must have happened to his roommates. What's the matter? Is there something wrong with Mother? Tell me, is it Mother? At this moment, Lin Ray roared excitedly. For Lin Ray, his mother's life was more important than his own. In Lin Ray's heart, Ouyang Jing was his weakness. If something happened to his mother, Lin Ray would kill everyone related to this matter, leaving no one alive. No, it's phew. You scare me to death. After hearing that it was not his mother who was in trouble, Lin Ray was obviously relieved. However, when he saw them crying, he really felt sorry for them. What's the matter? Since it's not Mother, what's the matter? Why are you so embarrassed to talk about it? Lin Ray didn't understand why they were here. He heard from Jean Ling that his mother had been here before. At this time, his younger brother and sister came again. He didn't understand what could make them so anxious. Jean Ling, who had been listening to the situation, was also very curious. When her mother came, she was very curious, but she didn't go forward to ask. Now it was different. They just happened to be talking about this, so she wasn't eavesdropping. Big brother, I told you don't blame me. This is Mother's idea. We can't do anything about it. Damn, you're looking for a beating. Why are you talking so much nonsense? If you have something to say it quickly. You're dawdling like a woman. Seeing his younger brother being so wishy-washy, Lin Ray couldn't bear it anymore and directly swore at Lin Feng. It's father. Father was captured by the Japanese of country a few days ago. The Long family sent a lot of people, and in the end, some of them didn't even come back. In the end, Mother had no choice but to come to you. But at that time, you were in seclusion, so Mother could only go home and ask us to pay attention to your situation. So that was it. At this moment, Lin Ray finally knew why they were so hesitant and unwilling to say anything. However, in the current situation, Lin Ray also found it difficult to make a choice. For Long Zhong, Lin Ray didn't have a good impression of him at all. He didn't even want to see him. I can't care about this matter. If Mother is captured, I'm willing to destroy the entire country. Long Zhong? I'm not familiar with him, and I don't even want to see this person. So you better go back. It wasn't that Lin Ray was cruel and didn't want to save him. It was just that Lin Ray felt that Long Zhong wasn't worth saving. So, in the end, Lin Ray chose not to save him. Alas, I knew it. Big brother, this is your decision. It doesn't matter. In that case, the two of us will leave first and go back to give Mother an answer. After hearing Lin Ray's answer, Lin Feng and Lin Ro didn't show much expression, as if they had already known this result. After speaking, Lin Feng and Lin Ro were ready to go outside. However, just as they were about to leave, they were stopped by Lin Ray. Hey, I say, the two of you are really good. You just came and didn't say anything to your big brother. You just left like that. You really hurt your big brother's heart. Lin Ray's words made Jean Ling burst out laughing. She didn't expect her husband to say such a thing in this situation. Big brother, forget it. Let's go home first and tell Mother about this. There's still a long time in the future. In the future, we will have plenty of time to get together. Why should we wait for a while? After speaking, the two of them didn't stay any longer. They turned around and left the villa, walking towards the Long family's villa. Alas, look, maybe Mother will be back soon. Now at the entrance of the villa, looking in the direction his younger brother and sister left, Lin Ray finally sighed and said helplessly. After that, he brought Jean Ling back to the villa's hall. Then, hubby, are you going to save that person or not? No matter what, that person is still you. Enough, I don't want to hear it. That person has nothing to do with me. Don't talk about it anymore. Without waiting for Jean Ling to finish her words, Lin Ray directly surged with anger and shouted at Jean Ling. At this time, Lin Ray felt that after losing his composure just now, he quickly apologized to Jean Ling with an embarrassed expression. I'm sorry, Ling. It was my fault just now. I shouldn't have shouted at you. Originally, the angry roar just now gave Jean Ling a fright because this was the first time in more than 10 years that such a situation had happened. However, after hearing Lin Ray's apology, Jean Ling smiled in relief. Aya, it's okay. I know that this matter is very difficult for you, but you have to face it sooner or later. Besides, didn't you say that mother might come a while? What are you going to say at that time? Looking at her husband's current situation, Jean Ling also wanted to share his burden. However, she knew that this matter could only be passed by Lin Ray himself. No one else could help him. The only thing she could do was to accompany Lin Ray by his side. Sigh. That's true. This matter is inevitable sooner or later. Go and prepare some snacks and tea. See, in a while, when Mother finds out that I've come out of seclusion, she'll immediately come. Lin Ray knew that Jean Ling was worried about him. However, he didn't want his wife, Jean Ling, to worry about this matter, so he found an excuse to send her away. Oh, all right. Then I'll go. Hearing Lin Ray's words, Jean Ling quickly stood up and walked towards the kitchen. At this moment, Lin Ray was the only one in the hall. In the quiet hall, Lin Ray sat silently on the sofa, thinking about whether to save his so-called father or not. Lin Ray was very conflicted about this. If he wanted to save him, after all, Long Zhong was his father. However, if he didn't want to save him, Lin Ray had enough reasons. After all, Long Zhong didn't raise him for a single day. However, it was this kind of matter that Lin Ray was conflicted. He didn't know how to deal with it. At this moment, there was a celestial immortal cultivator in front of him. Lin Ray was willing to fight with the celestial immortal, but he didn't want to save Long Zhong. However, he had no choice. Time slowly passed. In the blink of an eye, 2 hours had passed. At this moment, Lin Ray still hadn't figured out how to solve the problem. Sigh. With a sigh, Lin Ray really didn't know how to deal with this matter. In the end, Lin Ray gave up thinking. He closed his eyes and relaxed his expression, no longer thinking about those things. Squeak! The sound of a high-speed brake entered the ears of Lin Ray, who had just closed his eyes and wanted to relax his nerves. Sigh, Mother, you're really here. Opening his eyes, Lin Ray looked helplessly at the door. He didn't know how to tell his mother about his decision, because he was afraid that he would hurt her heart. Tap, tap, tap. The sound of high heels on the floor came closer and closer. Finally, Ouyang Jing's figure appeared in front of Lin Ray's eyes. Later. Can't you save your father? After all, he's still your father. When Ouyang Jing saw her son at the door, she hurriedly begged. She didn't even greet Lin Ray. Then, Lin Feng and Lin Ro followed her in. Sigh. Mother, you're making it difficult for me. You know that person and I don't. No, Ray. Just take it that I'm begging you. Please save him. I know that your father's decision back then may have hurt you, but it's because of his decision that we've lived so peacefully for so many years. Lin Ray, who had just opened his mouth to speak, was stopped by Ouyang Jing before he could finish. She knew what her son was going to say next. Mother, I don't want to say anything else. Many people here know about him, so I don't want to say anything. But you want me to help someone I'm not familiar with, and this person has a grudge against me before. Just based on this point, I can't accept it. At this moment, after hearing her son's resolute words, Ouyang Jing's face showed a painful expression. She knew that her son was determined to help Long Zhong, who had just awakened. However, if Lin Ray didn't help him, then Long Zhong would definitely die. Plop! Lin Ray didn't rest. Ouyang Jing directly knelt on the ground and pleaded with Lin Ray with tears streaming down her face. Son, I know that this request is very difficult for you, but for me, can you save your father? Even if it's for little Feng and little Ro, I'll do it. Do you want them to lose their father again? What are you doing? Hurry up and get up. What are you doing? When he saw his mother kneeling on the ground, Lin Ray quickly rushed forward and wanted to help Ouyang Jing up, but she refused. No, Ray. If you don't promise me today, then don't bother about me. Chapter 269. Looking at Ouyang Jing's current appearance, Lin Ray knew that if he didn't agree today, his mother would probably kneel here for a long time. But how could he do that? It would be unfilial behavior. For Lin Ray, such a thing would never happen. Alas! Well, Mother, stand up. I promise you, but I can't guarantee that he's still alive. But I can guarantee that if he's still alive, I'll definitely help you get him out. Linley, who hadn't planned on going, had no choice but to give in under his mother's coercion. After all, this was the only option left. Ah, that's great, that's great. Ouyang Jing, who was kneeling on the ground, quickly stood up when she heard Lin Ray agree to her request. She excitedly grabbed Lin Ray and shook him. Don't be too happy yet. It's not certain whether this matter will succeed or not. So, let's talk about it after I bring him back. With that, Lin Ray stood up. At this moment, Lin Ray was very tired. He didn't know why, but Lin Ray felt that his body was tired for no reason. All right, all of you stay here. When I come back, I will send him back to the Long family. During this period of time, you all can wait here. With that, Lin Ray was ready to go outside. But when he left, he thought that it was too much to leave without saying a few words to his wife and son. So, Lin Ray, who was about to leave, turned back and went to the kitchen. After seeing his wife's busy figure, Lin Ray couldn't help but walk forward and hug her from behind. Linger, I'm going to save that person. When I'm not here, you should tidy up at home and do what you need to do quickly. When I come back, we'll prepare to leave. Also, don't tell anyone about this news, except for my 3 brothers. Find some time to inform them and let them come. When I come back, I'll bring them along. Well, I got it. Don't worry. During this time, I'll take care of things at home, but really don't tell mother, brother, and sister. Isn't this a little? At this moment, Jean Ling didn't tease Lin Ray like before. Instead, she answered softly, "No need. They should live here. As for our kind of life, it's not suitable for them. So, it's better not to tell them. If you say too much, it's just reluctance and parting." Well, I got it. Don't worry. After the 2 of them finished talking, Lin Ray brought Jean Ling's body over. He went outside. Sis' body stopped, raised his head, and shouted, come out for a moment. I have something to give you. Hurry up. Katja! A sound came from upstairs. After a while, Jean's figure appeared in Lin Ray's pupils. What's the matter, father? Why are you looking for me? As he spoke, Jean slowly walked down and came to Lin Ray's side. He couldn't help but ask curiously, "Did you forget that when we were in the Long family's villa, father promised to give you something good? It just so happens that father is going to leave for a period of time. Take advantage of this period of time. You can cultivate well at home." "Oh, really? Then hurry up and get it to me." At this moment, when Jean heard that his father was going to fulfill his promise at that time, he excitedly asked Lin Ray for it. Okay, I'll give it to you right away." Looking at his son's happy expression, Lin Ray also smiled. As he spoke, Lin Ray used his mind and took out the dazzling light sword from his storage ring. Suddenly, the moment the dazzling light sword appeared, a sword aura rose and circled around the dazzling light sword, lingering without dissipating. Jean, who saw this scene, instantly fell in love with it. Here, this is the dazzling light sword. During this period of time, refine it at home. As for the sword manual, when I come back, I'll slowly hand it to you. Remember, refine it only. Don't be impatient. Take it slow, understand? Looking at Jean, Linley couldn't bear to part with him. He had just returned, and now he had to leave. For someone like Linley, who had never been by his son's side as he grew up, this sort of time spent with his son was very precious. "Oh, I understand. Father, don't worry. I'll refine it during this period of time. I'm still counting on it to protect you and your mother. Okay, in that case, I'll leave first. During this period of time, protect your mother well. No matter who bullies your mother, you must kill them at all costs. No matter how much power they have, on your mother's mountain, nothing is good." Finally, after giving a few more instructions to Jean, Lin Ray went to the door and muttered a few words. After forming a few seals with his hands, Lin Ray's figure disappeared from the spot. At this moment, Lin Ray had already left. Perhaps he was tens of thousands of meters away, or perhaps he had already left Jingmei. This was something that no one knew. If Lin Ray had a little bit of thought before, he would have noticed that when Lin Ray took out the dazzling light sword and gave it to Jean, Lin Feng and Lin Ro's eyes were filled with jealousy. Obviously, Lin Feng and Lin Ro were very unconvinced that their big brother only gave it to their son and not them. Lin Ray did not notice this and did not know. But even if he knew, so what? Lin Ray would not change his previous decision. Lin Ray left. Ouyang Jing, Lin Feng, and Lin Ro listened to Lin Ray's decision and stayed in the Lin family villa. Jin Ling served them with delicious food and drinks. As for Jin En, he followed Lin Ray's instructions and began to refine the dazzling light sword in seclusion. Well, mother, you must be tired. I've already prepared the guest room for you. Go and rest first. I'll call you down for breakfast in the evening. After Lin Ray left, Jin Ling walked out and said to her mother, Lin Feng, and Lin Ro, who were sitting on the sofa, Okay, let's get busy. We'll go up first. At this moment, Ouyang Jing, who was at a loss, heard his son's words and quickly agreed. He stood up and walked upstairs. At this moment, the hall was quiet again. Jin Ling sat on the sofa with nothing to do, turned on the TV, and drank leisurely afternoon tea. Time passed by little. It had been a day since Lin Ray left. During this day, Ouyang Jing did not have a trace of sleep at all. He was very worried about his kidnapped husband. Therefore, during this period of time, it might be destined to be a sleepless day. Lin Ray, who had left for a long time, had already arrived at the sky above Tokyo. However, at this moment, Lin Ray was indeed observing the country or below with a reluctant face. Chapter 270. TSK. According to my mother's information, that person is now in Bonsuen. Although country is not big, how can I know where Bonsuen is? Now in the air, Lin Ray, who was serving the beautiful scenery of Tokyo, was angry at this moment. Lin Ray didn't know anything about the distribution of this place, let alone being able to accurately find the place where that person was imprisoned. Alas, forget it. Let's look for it first. After thinking about it, there was no way. He could only go with the flow and slowly look for it. With that, Lin Ray found a deserted alley and flew down. After tidying up his clothes that were a little messy after flying for a day, Lin Ray went out of the alley again. To be honest, Lin Ray was really not used to the magical scenery of Country R, especially the houses here, which made Lin Ray even more unacceptable. As the current head of the Long family, Lin Ray felt that with such a status, he must be imprisoned in an extremely luxurious place. Therefore, Lin Ray went directly to Mount Fuji. However, Lin Ray was wrong. Just when Lin Ray came to Mount Fuji, he used his divine sense to explore the entire Mount Fuji. Whether it was in the air or underground, he found out everything. However, Lin Ray was wrong. At this moment, Lin Ray really didn't know what to do. He didn't understand why the people of Country R would capture Longzhou. Lin Ray couldn't understand this. Alas, forget it. I'd better ask. If I continue to look like this, the longer it takes, the more dangerous that person will be. Finally, Lin Ray had no choice but to find a passerby and ask where Bonsuen was. That person answered Lin Ray's question. However, what surprised Lin Ray was that Bonsuen was a village in a very remote place. This made Lin Ray very puzzled. It was reasonable to say that someone like Longzhou should be imprisoned in a very advanced place. Alas, it seems that the TV series are all lies. At this moment, Lin Ray deeply regretted using what he had seen in the TV series. After being annoyed for a while, Lin Ray walked towards the place mentioned by the passerby. It was neither near nor far. Lin Ray walked for half a day. Finally, the outline of Bonsuen appeared in his sight. This is an ordinary village that can't talk about you anymore. It was so ordinary that the three of them ignored it. This place was different from other villages. Other villages were filled with trees and green grass. However, this place was completely barren. There was even an aura of death in the air. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray became vigilant. For this place to become a dead mountain in this season, just based on this point alone, it did not make sense. Moreover, Lin Ray could faintly sense a trace of a smile. It seems that this place is not simple. Looking here, Lin Ray quickly hid his figure. In order not to let others discover his existence, Lin Ray even stopped breathing and all the functions of his body. Even his heart. Lin Ray tried to make it beat slowly. Everything had been prepared, and Linley began to stroll towards the village. The more he walked, the more Linley felt that this place wasn't simple at all. There wasn't a single person here. It could be said that this was a village of clansmen. However, based on what that person had said earlier, this place didn't seem to be like this at all. Lin Ray did not talk nonsense. He directly released his divine sense. Within a few kilometers, everything appeared in Lin Ray's mind. Well, there are no birds or beasts. There are not even any green trees. It seems that there are some unspeakable secrets here. After exploring for a long time, Lin Ray did not find anything. Just when Lin Ray was about to give up, suddenly, in a room, there was a passage that led all the way to the underground. Upon discovering this, Linley hurriedly revealed a disdainful smile. Without wasting any words, he strode into the room, pulled open the tunnel, and leapt into the room. The moment Lin Ray's body entered the passage, he chased downward. It was not until 100 meters later that Lin Ray's feet stepped on the ground again. Oh, but it's quite deep. After landing, Lin Ray looked up at the weak and pitiful light above his head. After that, Lin Ray could not help but say, and walked inside. Here, it was extremely dark. He could not even see his own fingers. However, for Lin Ray, who was at the peak of the Mayana stage, this was not a problem. As long as one's cultivation reached a certain level, one would be able to see clearly in the darkness. However, at Lin Ray's level, a place with a radius of 1 mile was not a problem for Lin Ray. As he walked deeper and deeper, Lin Ray did not know how long it would take. In order to prevent others from discovering him, Lin Ray could not use his divine sense to explore. It was reasonable to say that there should be no powerhouse stronger than him here, but just in case, Lin Ray had to be careful. An hour later, Linley finally saw light. Regarding this, Linley didn't know what to do. Lin Ray was very happy, because this meant that he was about to find Long Zhong. As long as he found Long Zhong, he could go back. However, everything did not go as planned. Just after Lin Ray came to the light, the voices of the two people appeared in Lin Ray's ears. What was even rarer was that the two people were both Chinese and spoke the same language as him. No, big brother, you have to leave quickly. This place must be destroyed. We are not only here to save Elder Long Zhong this time. The more important thing is to blow up the Japanese's biochemical laboratory. If they really develop biochemical humans, it will start an international war. The world has just been peaceful for a while. We can't let them destroy it. Yes, that's right. However, Xiao, you're wrong. This time, it's you who should leave. Last time, you've already lost something for me. If I let you go again, then I, Long Tian, am not a human anymore. All right, this matter is settled. After you bring Elder Long Zhong out, quickly leave this place. As for this laboratory, I'll go into hibernation twice and make their plans disappear completely. At this moment, the two people seemed to be prepared to die. However, in Lin Ray's view, this was undoubtedly an act of seeking death. Until Lin Ray heard from the beginning to the end. Finally, he knew that this place was the Japanese's Biochemical Research Institute. In order to start an international war again, Lin Ray would never agree to this. He knew that Lin Ray hated the Japanese the most in his life. For such an operation, Lin Ray was very willing to help. Just as the two people were about to act, Lin Ray didn't want the two of them to die in vain. So he walked out and said to the two, I advise the two of you to think about your own weight. You don't have the ability, yet you still want to be brave. However, I admire your courage very much. So, you don't need to worry about this matter. The most important thing for you now is to quickly get Long Zhong out of here and return to China safely. As for this place, Uncle, leave it to me. I will make it disappear completely. Not even a trace of it will be left. Who is it? Who is talking? The sudden voice frightened the two people. After they heard the voice, they looked around, trying to find the person who spoke. However, to their disappointment, they didn't know where the person who spoke was. Okay, you don't have to look for me. I'm here to save Long Zhong. However, Now that I've encountered such a situation and met the two of you, I don't want to see Long Zhong in the first place. Just as well, help me bring Long Zhong back, and I'll help you blow up this laboratory." Looking at the two people's silent appearance, Lin Ray wasn't in a hurry. After all, he had a lot of time. However, just as Lin Ray was about to wait, the two people responded, "Okay, we'll do as you say. How should I address you? Senior? We could tell Elder Long Zhong." There's no need. You just need to bring him back to China safely. As for the rest, leave it to me." Hearing the two's words, Linley didn't reveal his own name. Instead, he froze the two of them, then let out a roar. Linley then walked into the depths of the forest by himself, leaving behind only the two of them, who were still in a daze. Chapter 271. F***CK. What the F***CK is going on? At this moment, the two of them finally regained their senses after Lin Ray left. They looked at each other and still didn't know what was going on. They didn't know who this mysterious person who suddenly appeared was. F***CK. Alright, don't think about it. Since someone helped us destroy this laboratory, let's not waste any more time here. According to the senior's words, we should quickly rescue Elder Long Zhong and send him back to the country safely. As for the rest, it will depend on the senior's ability. Am I right? The two of them nodded. They quickly walked towards the place where Long Zhong was locked up. At this moment, they only wanted to quickly rescue Long Zhong and send him back safely. As for the destruction of the laboratory, they didn't know why, but in their hearts, they believed the words of the mysterious person without a doubt. At this moment, Lin Ray was walking towards the depths of the laboratory alone. As for whether the two of them listened to him, Lin Ray didn't know. However, Lin Ray was sure that they would definitely follow his orders. Therefore, Lin Ray wasn't very worried about this. At this moment, the only thing Lin Ray wanted to do was to destroy this extremely dangerous laboratory in front of him as soon as possible. If he had known earlier, the biohumans were like gods to ordinary people. If the people of country are really developed them, the consequences would be unimaginable. In the past, before the biohumans existed, the people of country were already so crazy, let alone now that they had such a secret weapon. The more he thought about it, the more scared Lin Ray became. He couldn't help but quicken his pace. Lin Ray wasn't afraid of these biohumans, but to the 400 million ordinary people in China, they were simply an existence that could destroy the world. Lin Ray couldn't say that he was a good person. He had killed many people, but he, Lin Ray, wouldn't kill people indiscriminately, nor would he commit crimes. Therefore, Lin Ray didn't want this kind of thing to happen. He was even more unwilling to let others kneel down in front of his home. Whoa! Suddenly, cries that didn't belong to humans or monsters pierced through Lin Ray's path. Furthermore, the deeper he went, the more intense the cries became. This group of bastards, after being silent for so many years, they're still so ambitious and want to fight back. I want to see how strong this biohuman is. Lin Ray was already in a bad mood when he heard the strange noise. Now, his mood was completely ruined by them. Using this invisibility technique, Linley sped up his footwork. Like a gust of wind, he instantly disappeared from his original location. When he reappeared, Linley had already arrived in front of a large door. Yo, I didn't expect this place to be made of titanium alloy. Do you think you can stop me like this? As Lin Ray looked at the titanium alloy door, his face inadvertently curled up into a disdainful expression. Phew! Lin Ray stood back and took a deep breath. Then, he placed one hand on the titanium alloy door. In an instant, the second level of the Chaos Sutra was activated. A huge amount of spiritual energy drilled out of his dantian and flowed through his meridians. Finally, it passed from his arm to his palm. Break! With a bang, Lin Ray exerted a little force in his palm, and the titanium alloy door was completely shattered. In the end, not even a piece of it was left. Why? Ask you for a hint? Bastard! Hurry up and see what's a hint. At this moment, the Japanese people behind the door came back to their senses after hearing the loud noise. They conveyed the message in fluent language that Lin Ray couldn't understand. I thought it was something amazing. I didn't expect it to be so fragile. TSK, what a bummer. If the Japanese people heard this, they would definitely curse Lin Ray. If they had known, Lin Ray was a strong man at the peak of the Mayana realm. He could block the power of a missile with one hand, even without using spiritual energy. Not to mention the titanium alloy door. Suddenly, the moment the incident happened, the Japanese people took action. A group of ninjas dressed in black with katanas on their backs rushed to the scene as soon as the incident happened. Bastard, what's going on? Where's the door? Where did it go? At this moment, the leader of the ninjas saw that the door of the laboratory had disappeared into thin air, leaving no trace behind. After a loud noise, he was dumbfounded. Reporting to the chief, this door seems to be gone, and at the same time as the loud noise, I also felt an aura of energy. This kind of energy is very similar to the energy of the cultivators in the East. At this time, the ninja who had been standing at the back walked out timidly and said to his leader timidly, "What? The cultivators from the East?" At this moment, after hearing his subordinate's report, a trace of fear appeared in the ninja leader's eyes, but it was only a flash, and then it was perfectly hidden by him. "Quick, everyone hurry up and find it for me. If the laboratory is destroyed, then we don't have to go back. We will just bury the laboratory with us." Suddenly, the ninja leader seemed to have thought of something terrible. His eyes were wide open, and his eyes were full of fear as he turned around and said to his subordinates, "Yes, we will follow your orders." Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The moment the ninja leader gave the order, all the ninjas responded and dispersed, leaving only the ninja leader with a heavy face. Sigh. I hope this time it's a small character. If this place is destroyed, then we will really have to commit suicide. At this moment, the ninja leader was full of helplessness as he stood in place. After muttering to himself, he walked into the depths of the laboratory. If the ninja leader knew that the Eastern self-cultivator they were looking for was right in front of them and had heard everything they said, he would definitely be so angry that he would directly find a piece of tofu and kill himself. After listening to their conversation, Lin Ray understood that leaving the laboratory was definitely more important than their lives to them. Moreover, the most interesting thing was that Lin Ray discovered that the strength of this group of ninjas was at the middle stage of the nascent soul stage. The ninja leader's strength was the strongest at the peak of the late stage of the nascent soul stage. However, what made Lin Ray strange was that they didn't use spiritual power, but an unknown power. Moreover, ordinary cultivators use their dantian to store energy, but Lin Ray discovered that these ninjas didn't. Regarding this point, Lin Ray was very strange and also very curious. Let me see what kind of thing your biohuman is to make you guys value it so much. It's just a laboratory, but you can send so many nascent soul stage cultivators to help again. With that, Lin Ray chased after the ninja leader. Lin Ray believed that the ninja leader must have lost the center of the laboratory to check if there were any cultivators who had sneaked in. Lin Ray followed the ninja leader all the way, not daring to stop. Finally, after walking for about 10 or 20 minutes, the ninja leader finally stopped in front of a door. He reached into his pocket and took out a card. He swiped it on the instrument next to him, and the door opened with a click. Whoosh! The moment the door opened, Lin Ray directly used Dragon, subduing step, and instantly entered the door. Just as Lin Ray entered and walked past the ninja leader, he seemed to have sensed something and looked around. However, after a while, he didn't find anything. In the end, the ninja leader gave up and entered the door. On the other side, Long Tian and his brothers followed Lin Ray's orders and safely arrived at the place where Long Zhong was imprisoned. Long Tian didn't know if it was because the Japanese were arrogant or because they were too arrogant. When Long Tian arrived at the place, he realized that there wasn't even a single ninja guarding Long Zhong. The heavens are really helping me. This is great. I originally thought that there would be a big battle here, but I didn't expect that there would be no one here. Long Tian didn't waste any time and quickly arrived at the door where Long Zhong was imprisoned. He directly circulated his spiritual energy, and his fist, which had already finished accumulating spiritual energy, directly smashed towards the door. Bang! Under Long Tianan's spiritual power fist, the door was directly smashed into smithereens. At this moment, Long Zhong, who was on a pillar in the north, heard a strange sound and woke up. When he raised his head and saw Long Tian and Long Tian at the door, Long Zhong smiled. What's going on? At this moment, Long Tian, who had broken the door, raised his head and met Long Zhong's eyes. At the same time, he also noticed Long Xing's current appearance. It was simply too horrible to look at. At this moment, there was not a single part of Long Zhong's body that was in good condition. His entire body was covered in blood, and his aura was weak. There was not even the slightest bit of aura of a cultivator on his body. Even his clothes were not as good as that of a beggar who had been begging all year round. What's going on, Long? Elder Long Zhong, your cultivation. The moment Long Tian saw Long Zhong, he felt that the current Long Zhong was an ordinary person who couldn't be more ordinary. Because of his injuries, he might even be worse than an ordinary person. So don't say any more. In short, thank you for coming here to save me. I, Long Zhong, will never forget this favor. Long Zhong knew Long Tian. They had interacted before, so the moment he saw Long Tian again, Long Zhong knew that these two people had come to save him. I'm ashamed to say that the one who saved you was someone else. However, because of other matters, that senior left first. He asked us to come and save you and asked us to safely send you back to the country. Chapter 272. Oh, senior? Which senior is it? When I go back, I'll definitely go and thank him. At this moment, Long Zhong was also very surprised to hear Long Tian's words. He only knew a few people. As for who it was, Long Zhong really didn't know. Alas, I'm really ashamed. That senior didn't show up and happen to meet us. Then he asked us to come and save you, while he went to do something more important and more dangerous. Hearing Long Zhong's question, Long Tian lowered his head and revealed an ashamed expression as he replied to Long Zhong's question. Alas, what a pity. Hearing Long Zhong's answer, Long Zhong sighed and could only give up. He would talk about it later. Well, let's go quickly. After all, this is someone else's territory. If we stay here any longer, there may be other changes. Then the loss will outweigh the gain. At this moment, Long Tian hurriedly came to his senses and quickly untied Long Zhong. Then Long Tian carried Long Zhong outside. According to his memory, Long Tian quickly brought his second brother and Long Zhong back to the surface safely. Then he quickly left this place and flew back to Huaxia on his sword. Long Tian thought that, after all, the mysterious man would blow up the laboratory later. The degree of danger was very high. Moreover, if the laboratory was blown up, it would definitely attract the attention of the masters of Country R. In that case, no one could escape at that time. Therefore, Long Tian and the other two didn't wait for Lin Rei to move away. Instead, they directly sealed the entrance of the cave and left. At this moment, Lin Rei had already arrived at the center of the laboratory, where the specimens were stored. However, Lin Rei couldn't believe his eyes. The moment Lin Rei came in, what he saw made him, a person who killed without batting an eyelid, feel very cruel. At this moment, the experimental utensils in front of them were filled with various human organs. For example, the complete brain, eyes, nose, mouth, internal organs, and limbs. These important parts of the human body were all stored in the experimental utensils. There were so many that Lin Rei couldn't believe it. There were hundreds of them before. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei's face became gloomy. They're truly insane. I didn't think that these Japanese people would do such a thing to their own people. With a disdainful smile, Lin Rei strolled to the place where the information was placed. He picked it up and looked at it. Lin Rei's anger was ignited in an instant. Humph! Those bastards, they used our Chinese compatriots as experimental subjects. As he spoke, Lin Ray slowly looked down. What made Lin Ray unable to believe was that these hundreds of corpses were all Huaxia people. There was not a single Japanese person. Lin Ray had already included this laboratory in his death list. No one could stop him. If anyone tried to stop him, there was only one word for it, and that was death. Swish! At this moment, Lin Ray decided to kill everyone in this laboratory. He wanted to avenge his dead compatriots. At this moment, Lin Ray's invisibility spell was removed by Lin Ray. His figure appeared in the sight of the ninja leader. You bastard, how did you come in? Tell me, how did you? Shut up, you bastards. How dare you use our Huaxia people as your test subjects? Humph, do you really think that we Huaxia people are easy to bully? Today, I will avenge these people and seek justice for them. Whoosh! Lin Ray, who was still talking, disappeared in the next moment. After seeing this strange scene, the ninja leader began to look around, trying to find Lin Ray's figure. However, just as he was about to look for him, he felt a chill beginning to rise behind him. There's only one end for killing my compatriots, and that is death. You killed one of my compatriots, and I will use your lives to pay for it. I want to see if your small country can withstand my anger. At this moment, Lin Ray's anger had reached its peak. At this moment, Lin Ray's anger was unprecedented. Even when he was in Tianxian, he had not been so angry. You can't kill me. If you kill me, Master Orochi will not let you go. At this moment, the ninja was completely frightened. He did not expect this young Eastern cultivator to be so powerful. He was so powerful that he did not even notice it. Haha, Orochi, don't go to hell slowly. I will make you pay the price. Orochi, right? Then I will send her to hell to see you. After saying that, Lin Ray no longer had any patience to chat with them. The moment he finished speaking, Lin Ray's hand, which had no spiritual power, directly grabbed the ninja leader's neck from behind as fast as lightning. Remember, in your next life, don't be born into the wrong body. In this life, you have lived in vain. At this moment, Lin Ray's words were so cold to the ninja leader. However, in the next moment, the ninja leader lost all consciousness. Crack! The hand that was strangling the ninja leader's neck moved slightly. The sound of bones breaking was heard, directly cutting off all his vitality. Haha, it's starting. More than 100 corpses. I will make you pay the price. Even if it is Orochi, I will not be able to stop you. Plop! After seeing that the ninja leader in his hand was completely dead, he casually threw him aside. Then, Lin Ray's body turned into a shadow and began to rush toward all the surviving ninjas underground. At this moment, Lin Ray wanted to let them know that they could not bear the consequences of killing a Chinese citizen. His divine sense spread out, and the figures of all the ninjas in the laboratory appeared in Lin Li's mind. None of them were able to escape. Poof, 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 poof. For Lin Ray, killing them was as easy as killing chickens. Lin Ray did not let any of the ninjas and more than 30 professors or scientists who were involved in the experiment go. Even if they were all watching, in Lin Ray's view, they were not all human beings, they were all devils. However, Lin Li didn't kill them all. Instead, he spared the life of one of them, because he still had important information that he needed to pass on alive. I don't care if he can do it or not. Understand what I'm saying. Tell your emperor and Orochi to come to Lin Hai to find me. I, Lin Li, will be waiting for them there. Remember, don't refuse to come. If you don't come, I will bury the entire our country with more than 100 of my compatriots. If you don't believe me, you can try. After saying that, Lin Ray looked at the ninja kneeling on the ground, trembling with fear in his eyes. Lin Ray could not help but ask again, "Do you remember?" Yes, I remember. Well, you hurry up and go. Remember my words, and tell your emperor and Orochi. After hearing the survivor's words, Lin Ray said with a smile. Then he used his spiritual force to send the survivor out. As for the seal at the entrance of the cave, Lin Ray did not care at all. A trace of spiritual force was casually pierced by Lin Ray. At this moment, there were no foreigners in the laboratory. Lin Ray was silent. After a long silence, Lin Rei said, "My Chinese compatriots, you can rest assured, I'll avenge you. But even if it is a corpse, I will not let you die in a foreign country. I will find a place in China with good feng shui and let you rest in China." Looking at more than 100 corpses, the only thing Lin Rei could do for them was to bring them all back. He could not let them die in a foreign country. With that, Lin Rei's spiritual force moved and directly wrapped all the corpses of the Chinese disciples present and put them into the storage ring. Phew, it's finally done. Now, I'm just waiting for Orochi to arrive. Seeing that everything had been done, Lin Rei directly left this place. However, after coming to the ground, Lin Rei took out his Imu 10,000 art sword and directly used all the strength of the peak of the Mahayana realm. 1,000 feet long sword chi directly from top to bottom, directly locking the place where the laboratory was, creating a huge canyon. The laboratory was burned clean by Lin Rei's Samadhi true fire, leaving not even a trace behind. Chapter 273. Reporting, Your Majesty. Your subordinate ninja Kame Ichiro has something important to report. At this moment, in the country our palace, the ninja who was released by Lin Rei returned to the palace. The first thing he did was to go to the emperor's bedroom. He wanted to report what had happened before, but because of the seriousness of this matter, Kame Ichiro could only directly report it to the emperor. "What? Kame Ichiro from the ninja village. I remember that he is in the laboratory, guarding the laboratory. Why is he here? Could it be? Quick, let him in." At this moment, a middle-aged man in the room seemed to realize something. He was so excited that he quickly asked the historian next to him to summon Kame Ichiro, who was outside the door. The historian came to the door and opened it. After seeing Kame Ichiro kneeling outside the door, he said to him, "Okay, don't kneel. Come in quickly. His Majesty wants to see you." After passing the message, the historian didn't look at Kame Ichiro again. He returned to his original place and stayed there quietly. Okay. When Kame Ichiro heard the emperor's call, he quickly stood up and hurried in. "Ninja Village. Kame Ichiro greets Your Majesty." Kame Ichiro, who had just entered the room, saw the middle-aged man in the seat and quickly knelt on the ground to kowtow to him. "Well, you can get up. Since you're a ninja from the ninja village, your responsibility should be in the laboratory. Why are you here? Also, you said that you have something important to report. Could it be that the bio-human in the laboratory has been successfully developed?" At this moment, the emperor, who didn't understand the facts, was immersed in his own fantasy. But when he heard Kame Ichiro's report, his expectations were completely shattered. Your Majesty, no, it's not what you think. The laboratory was destroyed, and everyone inside was killed." Boom. After hearing Kame Ichiro's report, the emperor, who was sitting in his seat, couldn't bear the blow and fainted directly. When Kame Ichiro, who was kneeling on the ground, saw this scene, his neck couldn't help but shrink into his clothes, looking scared. Your Majesty, what's wrong?" At this moment, the scribe at the side saw that their leader, the emperor, had fainted. He immediately rushed over to check on the emperor's condition. Cough, I'm fine. Help me up." At this moment, the emperor's consciousness was unable to withstand my own attacks. After a while, he slowly accepted the situation and his mood changed a little. Yes. When the scribe heard the emperor's words, he hurriedly helped him up and then obediently went to the side, looking at him with a worried expression. The emperor didn't dare to go too far away, in order to prevent himself from fainting again. "Tell me, what the hell is going on? Do you people in the ninja village eat well? Why would they be afraid of you destroying the laboratory?" To them, the laboratory was a big deal. Initially, they wanted to rely on the bio-humans that they had developed to trigger an international war. But now everything was ruined. It's an Eastern cultivator. Not only that, but that Eastern cultivator entered the laboratory and killed all the ninjas, including one of our pinnacle ninjas. In the end, the laboratory was also destroyed. Kame Ichiro explained the whole story. When he was explaining, the scene of his compatriots being killed reappeared in his mind, and his body couldn't help but tremble. What? Eastern cultivator? Since they're all dead, how did you escape? Hearing Kame Ichiro's words, the emperor was very puzzled. Since they were all dead, then what was going on with this person in front of him? Could it be? At this moment, the emperor had no choice but to be cautious because even the ninja leader was dead, and only this person escaped. It was hard not to be suspicious. Ah, Your Majesty, it's not what you think. I was released by that person. He asked me to accompany you to pass a message to Master Orochi. As the saying goes, if the monarch wants his subject to die, the subject has to die. Even if Kame Ichiro was a heavenly ninja, he still obeyed the emperor's orders. Seeing the emperor's doubts, Kame Ichiro quickly explained the reason why he was released. The Eastern cultivator said that if he killed one person, he would take back more than 100 lives. Moreover, he also asked you and Master Orochi to go to Linhai to call him. That person also said that if you don't go, he will bury the entire country are with him. He also said that he has the strength. If you don't believe it, you can try. Phew! Finally, he said everything. Kame Ichiro's tense nerves relaxed at this moment. What? He wants to bury country are with him? And he asked me and Master Orochi to go to see him? At this moment, sitting in the seat, it seemed that he had heard the funniest thing in the world. But in the end, he would rather believe it than not. Finally, he decided that this trip to Linhai was a must. Well, you can leave now. Take care of yourself. After saying that, the emperor left the room. Kame Ichiro, who was kneeling on the ground, quickly stood up and left in the direction of his home. At this moment, the emperor, who had left, came to a secret place and said to the air, Master Orochi, someone destroyed the laboratory. Moreover, the Eastern cultivator asked you to go with me to Linhai to see him. If you don't go, he will bury the entire country are with him. Master Orochi. After a long time, there was still no response. So, the emperor called again, but there was still no response. Well, I know. In that case, let's go. Anyway, I haven't moved for so many years. It's time to go out for a walk. After hearing this extremely cold sentence, the emperor's body floated up in horror and flew towards the east. By now, Linley was already feeling impatient. After all, no one had ever made him wait this long. This was the first time someone had ever made him wait this long. What arrogance! A beast dares to put on such airs. There was no other way. No matter how angry he was, if this matter was not solved, Lin Ray would not be at ease, even if he left. Sitting on a rock by the sea, he held a wine jar in one hand and poured it into his mouth. At the same time, he could not help but look at the sea in front of him. His mood was at ease at this moment. Chapter 274. Time passed bit by bit. Even Lin Ray himself didn't know how long he had been waiting. But fortunately, Orochi and the Emperor of Country are arrived at Linhai, where Lin Ray was. At this moment, Lin Ray had already recovered. Just as the two of them entered the range of Lin Ray's divine sense, Lin Ray's consciousness returned to his body. Looking at the two people, Lin Ray didn't talk nonsense and asked directly, "Are you two Orochi and Emperor of Country are?" Haha, but yes, it has been a long time since someone spoke to me like this. Seeing that you have the guts today, I will let you die without any pain. At this moment, the middle-aged man opposite Lin Ray didn't answer after hearing Lin Ray's words. Instead, he muttered to himself like a fool. Oh, of course, Lin Ray, who was at the peak of the Mayana stage, heard the man's words clearly, but he didn't get angry at all because this was also something that made Lin Ray happy today. Oh, let's not talk nonsense. You should all know that I'm here today, so let's do it. Lin Ray was too lazy to talk nonsense with them. If Lin Ray wasn't in a hurry to go back, Lin Ray would definitely accompany her here for a while. Haha, that's exactly what I want. Orochi, who was standing with the Emperor, had a smile on his face. But in an instant, his body disappeared as soon as he finished speaking. Hmm. At this moment, Lin Rei was surprised to see Orochi disappear. He knew that someone who could do this was at least at the peak of the Mayana stage. However, Lin Rei didn't expect Orochi to have such strength. Humph, insignificant tricks. You've only been watching TV for a few days, yet you've killed the people of Huaxia. I think you're tired of living and came here to seek death. The moment he finished speaking, Lin Rei released his divine sense and instantly enveloped an area with a radius of a few kilometers. At this moment, Orohead's figure also appeared in Lin Rei's divine sense. Sure enough, you're only at the pinnacle of the Mayana stage. However, I'm surprised that you're able to cultivate to this stage. At this moment, Lin Rei was not in a hurry to make a move, because he did not understand that the aura in Orochi's body was the same as the aura of the ninjas he killed before. He did not understand how they cultivated, so Lin Rei raised his head and asked in the direction of Orochi. What? You found me so quickly? No. Impossible, it must be a bluff. You want me to believe that you found me, and then make me reveal my true body? Child's play. Orochi, who was hiding, panicked for a moment when he saw Lin Rei looking at the place where he was hiding. But soon, he arrogantly thought that Lin Rei actually did not find him at all, and just wanted to use these words to trick him. If Lin Rei knew Orochi's thoughts, he would definitely think that this person must be retarded, having all kinds of ideas. Oh, you don't want to come out, right? In that case, don't blame me. After speaking, Lin Rei waited for a long time, but still did not see Orochi's figure appear. At this moment, Lin Rei's anger was completely aroused by him. Swish! The Mu 10,000 magical sword instantly appeared in Lin Rei's hand out of thin air. Extreme wind, meteorite strike. Spiritual power instantly gathered in the Mu 10,000 magical sword and directly slashed at the place where Orochi was hiding. In an instant, 100 feet long sword intent directly rushed to the place where Orochi was hiding. Right now, after sensing the terrifying power of Linley's sword intent, Hydra knew that what he had been thinking was all a lie. Actually, Linley had already found where he was. Only, it was too late to say anything now. The sword intent emitted by the Everwood Sword of 10,000 Laws was extremely powerful. Furthermore, Linley was using the wind's extremity of the third level incinerate technique. Thus, the speed of the sword intent wasn't something a Mayana cultivator could dodge. The sword intent instantly appeared where Orochi was, and at this moment, Orochi was unable to make any moves to resist. He could only close his eyes and wait for the arrival of fate. Bang! In an instant, the sword intent directly blasted on Orochi's body. Suddenly, the hidden figure of Orochi appeared in Lin Rei's eyes. However, Orochi's life was hanging by a thread at this moment, and he could not make any waves. He was lying on the ground like a dead dog, and blood kept flowing out of his mouth. His breath was also fading away. The Japanese emperor, who had been standing by the side and watching, could not hold back anymore. He couldn't hold it in any longer. Seeing the god of his own country so easily defeated by the Eastern cultivators, he was scared. Are you the emperor of the Japanese? At this moment, Lin Rei no longer had any fighting spirit. For the current situation, Lin Rei had already expected it, but he did not expect it to be so boring. Senior, I am the emperor of the Japanese. I don't know if Senior has any orders for me. At this moment, after hearing Lin Rei's question, the foolish emperor wanted to resist, but in the face of such a powerful existence, even if he wanted to, he did not dare to resist. At this moment, the foolish emperor was like a dog, wagging his tail in front of Lin Rei. This was the emperor of country R. What happened today didn't have to happen. It's all your fault. You used our Chinese people to develop biohumans. You really know how to scheme. If I didn't come here today, I wouldn't have known that you were preparing to retaliate against Huaxia. Although Lin Rei was not a very patriotic person, his hatred for the Japanese was deeply engraved in Lin Rei's bones. This was something that he did unconsciously. Senior, I know what I did. Please forgive me this time." At this moment, the foolish emperor was completely terrified. He remembered that he had to endure the report that if he killed a Huaxia person, he would have to pay for it with the lives of thousands of people. Now he knew that this matter was true. But how could the foolish emperor let this happen? If he knew that country or was a small country, the population was scarce. If it was calculated according to the number of people, then hundreds of thousands of country or people would have to pay the price. Now you know how to be afraid, but don't you think it's too late? Seeing the foolish emperor's body fighting by itself, Lin Rei sneered in his heart. It was not that Lin Rei did not care about people's feelings, but the foolish emperor himself was inhumane. Otherwise, he would not have used more than 100 Huaxia people's lives as an experiment. However, I am not such an ungrateful person. If it was calculated according to the number of people, I am afraid that a small number of people in your country will have to pay the price. So, now, let's use your country's snake to pay the corresponding price. With that, Lin Rei did not ask for the foolish emperor's opinion. He instantly released his spiritual energy, and an invisible hand of spiritual energy instantly appeared on Orochi's body and directly lifted him to Longzhong. This is the price you have to pay for killing Huaxia people, but this price is too light for you. From now on, you have to unconditionally submit to Huaxia. If you do anything bad, I believe you know my means. I will make the entire country or pay the price. At that time, if you do anything bad, don't blame me. With a bang, Hydra's body exploded in the air. However, it did not scatter in all directions as expected. Instead, it turned into a blood mist and dissipated in the air. Linley did not even spare the soul. He directly crushed it and made it disappear. Ah! A scream came out from foolish Emperor Tian Huang's mouth. His body fell to the ground unconsciously. His body curled up and trembled. His eyes were filled with fear. If he had known earlier, he would have never seen such a scene. This was the first time he had seen such a scene. Remember, if you have any ideas about Huaxia, this will be your consequence. Oh, yes, this is only one of the thousands of ways to die. If you dare to go back on your words, I will let you know why flowers are so red. Yes, I will remember. I will remember, Senior. From now on, I will follow Huaxia's lead. I will not do anything to hurt Huaxia. At this moment, the foolish emperor, who was lying on the ground, trembled as he replied Lin Rei. And what made Lin Rei laugh the most was that this so-called foolish emperor was so scared that he wet his pants. At this moment, the foolish emperor's pants were wet. His pants were wet all day long. Ha! So you are the leader of a country. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei shook his head and laughed coldly. He did not know how a person like this could become the leader of a country. Remember your words. I will keep an eye on you. So, after Linley finished speaking, his body began to fade until he disappeared. The foolish emperor, who was lying on the ground, couldn't calm down for a long time. He was still filled with fear, and his body heaved up and down. As for Linley, he was already flying in the direction of Yinjing. At the entrance of the Long family's villa in Yinjing, Huaxia, 3 people landed from the sky. One of them was seriously injured. Well, Long Tian and this little brother, thank you this time. If you have any problems in the future, feel free to look for me. As long as I can do it, I will do it. Of course, if I can't do it, then I won't do it. The person who spoke was Lin Rei's target in country R, Longzhong. His father had safely returned to the Long family's villa in Yinjing. Ha! Good. Brother Long is really straightforward. I will remember what you said. If I have any problems in the future, I will definitely not look for you for help. Chapter 275. All right, I'll wait for you to find me. At this moment, Long Tian and his second brother had already turned around and were preparing to leave. Longzhong was also very reluctant to part with them. Although they had only been together for less than 2 days, they had already become good brothers. Now that they were about to leave, Longzhong was very reluctant to part with them. All right, Brother Long, our mission has been completed. We won't stay any longer. Take care. Long Tian said to Long Zhong, then informed his brother beside him. Then, he flew into the sky on his sword and disappeared into the horizon. Sigh, thank you for saving me. Although you said that someone asked you to do so, I still have to thank you. We'll meet again if fate allows. After watching Long Tian and his brother's figures disappear, Long Zhong turned around and dragged his tired and weak body towards the Long family's villa. At this moment, at the entrance of the Long family's villa, the gatekeeper had already seen Long Zhong's arrival. However, as the few of them were talking, he didn't come forward to support him. At this moment, Long Zhong was already walking towards the door. The gatekeeper hurriedly went forward to support Long Zhong and asked with concern, Elder, you're finally back. You don't know. Madame Ouyang, young Master Feng, and Miss Ro were almost crazy with worry when you were missing. What? Jinger, where are my 2 children now? Are they all right? At this moment, after hearing news of his wife and children, Long Zhong's body seemed to have returned to its previous state. He directly shook off the gatekeeper's support and asked anxiously, They're fine. I think I heard that they went to Tianwan Garden 2 days ago to look for your eldest son. They haven't been back for the past few days. They should be at Tianwan Garden. The sudden situation shocked the gatekeeper. He hurriedly reported the news of Ouyang Jing, Lin Ro, and Lin Feng in a panic. Phew, it's good that they're fine. It's good that they're fine. After hearing the gatekeeper's reply, Long Zhong clearly heaved a sigh of relief. The nervousness on his face gradually receded. The strength in his body instantly disappeared, and he fell to the side. Ah, Elder Long, what's wrong with you? When the people at the side saw Long Tian's body fall to the side, they quickly supported Long Xing, who was about to fall to the ground. However, at this time, after Long Zhong's cultivation was abolished, he had overused his energy in the past few days. Now that he had returned home and felt safe, his tense nerves suddenly relaxed. At this moment, his body finally couldn't take it anymore and directly collapsed. Sigh, forget it. I'd better hurry and send him in. Otherwise, if we're late, the higher-ups will blame us again. At that time, even if I have 100 lives, I won't be able to bear the consequences. Looking at the unconscious elder of the Long family, Long Zhong, the guard hurriedly carried him and walked straight into the depths of the Long family villa. Long Zhong arrived home. Although Lin Rei did not come back with them, Lin Rei, who was at the peak of the Mayana stage, had already returned to the Tianwan Garden in Beijing in 2 hours. At the door of his villa, I think that person should have returned home by now. Lin Rei, who was now in the air, glanced at the Long family villa with a satisfied smile and descended from the sky. Although Lin Rei did not appear to be very worried about Long Zhong on the surface, anyone who paid attention would definitely be able to see the trace of worry in Lin Rei's eyes. However, this phenomenon only lasted for a moment and did not last long. Unless it was someone whose consciousness surpassed Lin Rei's, no one else would be able to discover that something was wrong with Lin Rei. It's finally done. Looks like it's time to leave this place. After arriving at the door of the villa and looking left and right to make sure there was no one around, Lin Rei removed the invisibility spell on his body and appeared at the door. Without hesitation, he pushed open the door and walked directly into the villa. At this moment, the villa was completely silent. There was no sound, and there was no sign of his son, Jin, cultivating. After discovering the abnormality of the villa, Lin Rei could not help but be vigilant. Although there were over 100 members of the Dark Department here, Lin Rei could not guarantee that there would be no danger. Before returning from the mysterious Heaven Continent, Lin Rei did not think that there would be any cultivators at the Mahayana stage or even beyond the Mahayana stage here. However, this idea was disproven again and again, so Lin Rei could not help but be vigilant in the face of such a situation. Step by step, Lin Rei arrived at the door and released his consciousness at this moment. When it was enough to extend to cover the entire villa, Lin Rei stopped extending it. At this moment, the situation in the villa appeared clearly in Lin Rei's mind. It seems that I was overthinking. At this moment, Lin Rei saw that his mother, wife, son, and younger brother and sister were sitting on the sofa in the living room in a daze. No one was talking, and no one was easy to talk to. The atmosphere was so solemn that no one dared to speak. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray's face was full of smiles. After relaxing his vigilance, he walked into the house. "Mother, Linger, I'm back." Before the person arrived, the voice arrived first. This voice directly broke the solemn atmosphere. After hearing that it was his son's voice, Ouyang Jing's solemn face was instantly filled with excitement. He quickly walked out of the door. Jean Ling was even more excited. She had been in seclusion for 8 years. She had just come out of seclusion, but she didn't have the time to say a few words to herself before she went out to do those dangerous things. Now that she had finally returned safely, how could Jean Ling not be happy? Not only them, but Lin Feng and Lin Ro were also sitting in the living room. However, at this time, the two of them had changed their names. After entering the Long family 8 years ago, they changed their names from the original surname Lin to the surname Long. "Ah, big brother, father, you're finally back." At the same time, several people stood up and opened the door with excitement. Finally, the simple voice that they wanted to hear appeared in front of everyone's eyes. "Haha, look at how excited you are. Didn't I just go out for 2 days? Is there need to be so excited?" After walking into the villa, Lin Ray saw that everyone was so excited to welcome him. Lin Ray was really flattered, especially when he saw that his mother could not wait to come in front of him. Although Lin Ray knew why his mother was so excited, Lin Ray was still very excited. Ray, how is it? How is your father? Is he okay? Where is he now?" As soon as he came in, Ouyang Jing did not give Lin Ray any chance to speak. He directly put a pile of questions in front of him and waited expectantly for his son's answer. "Ugh, this." Looking at how nervous his mother was for Long Zhong, Lin Ray was speechless for a moment and did not know what to say. After hearing her mother's words, Jean Ling, who was following closely behind Ouyang Jing, walked up unhappily and began to care about Lin Ray warmly. "Hubby, how had you been these few days? Are you hurt? Have you eaten? Oh, by the way, have you eaten? Why don't I make some for you now?" Ugh. Jean Ling's words stunned Ouyang Jing. At this moment, Ouyang Jing realized that he had lost his composure and at the same time felt guilty towards Lin Ray. After seeing his wife's concerned gaze, Lin Ray felt that no matter how hard and tiring Lin Ray was, it was fine. "It's okay. Look, I'm fine, but I'm really hungry." "You're right about that. Why don't you go and cook first? Let's have a good chat in the evening." Okay. Take a seat first. I'll cook for you. It'll be ready soon." After hearing her husband's words, Jean Ling showed a flustered and concerned face. She hurried to the kitchen, trotted all the way to the kitchen, and began to cook. At this moment, Ouyang Jing felt even more guilty towards his son in front of him, but he did not know what to say. "Well, mother, that person is fine. Although I haven't seen him, I've asked someone to believe that he has arrived home at this moment. However, it's inevitable for him to be injured, so you don't have to worry." Lin Ray was not lying. He really did not know how Long Zhong was at this moment because he had not seen him at all. Therefore, Lin Ray's words were not exaggerated. "What? You haven't seen your father? Then you go." "That's enough. I don't want to hear the word father here. Even if I want to save him, it would be for your sake. So, let's not talk about this matter anymore. What I can tell you about, he has already been released." At this moment, Lin Ray's mood was still very good, but now, all the good mood was destroyed. After seeing his son's expression, Ouyang Jing knew that this matter could only be delayed. If he continued to talk about it, he was afraid that it would be counterproductive. Okay. Mother won't talk about it. Don't be angry. You see, you just came back. Why don't you rest first? I'll go back and see him. When he recovers, I'll bring him here to see you." Looking at his mother's eager to see Long Zhong, Lin Ray sighed in his heart. He knew that he could not keep his mother at this moment, so Lin Ray did not stop her. "Okay, then you can go. But that person doesn't need to come." After saying that, Lin Ray walked towards the sofa in the middle of the hall with a disappointed look. Ouyang Jing left the Lin family villa without looking back, and rushed towards the Long family villa. After seeing their mother leave, Long Feng and Long Ro also moved and stepped out of the door. Just as they were about to leave, they were stopped by Lin Rei's voice. "Little Feng, little Ro, although you don't have the same surname as me now, you're still my brother and sister. This will never change. In the future, spend more time with Mother and take care of her. Don't let her be bullied in the Long family. If there's anything, you can come here and look for the secret operation." Chapter 276. What? At this moment, Long Feng and Long Ro, who had stopped at the door, thought that they had misheard, so they quickly asked again. However, after hearing what their big brother said, the two of them knew that there must be a reason behind it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said such words. In the future, take care of Mother. This will always be your safe haven. The more they listened, the more they felt that something was amiss. However, at this moment, they were anxious to go back and see their father, so they didn't dwell on this matter. "Oh, we know. Don't worry. If Mother is bullied by the Long family, I will definitely come back to find you and let you punish all the people who bullied Mother in the Long family." "Yes, yes, big brother, don't we still have you? As long as you're here, who can bully Mother? All right, let's not talk about it anymore. We'll go back first." After saying goodbye to Lin Rei, the two of them left the Lin family villa in a hurry and headed in the direction of the Long family villa. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was in the Lin family villa, looked at the empty door for a long time and didn't come back to his senses for a long time. His face was full of reluctance, which made one's heart ache. "Father, they're already far away. Father, they're already far away. There's no one here." Jin, who had been standing by the side and listening to their conversation, saw his father staring blankly at the door without moving for a long time. Therefore, Jin walked up and called out to Lin Rei. However, there was no response, so he called out again. Finally, Lin Rei, who had composed himself, finally came back to his senses. However, his eyes didn't leave the door. "Sigh, now that they're gone, we might never see each other again. You have to take care of yourselves in the future." After saying this, Lin Rei's eyes gradually filled with tears until they finally flowed down from Lin Rei's eyes. Father, you're crying?" At this moment, Jin was stunned to see his brave and strong father, who had never shed tears in his mind, shed tears at this moment. Son, as the saying goes, men don't cry easily. It's only because they haven't been deeply hurt. Therefore, it's not strange for men to cry. The key is whether they dare to cry or not. Finally, after the sadness passed, Lin Rei's mood returned to its previous state of being as calm as still water. However, when he saw his son, he slightly avoided looking at him. Faced with Jin's question, Lin Rei reluctantly used the old saying to dodge it. Otherwise, he would lose face. All right, let's not talk about this anymore. After we finish eating, you should quickly pack up. Who knows, we might have to leave this place in a few days." Lin Rei took Jin's hand and walked toward the kitchen. On the way, Lin Rei told Jin about his departure. Then should we tell Grandma, Uncle, and Auntie?" Hearing his father's words, Jin's footsteps came to a halt. Raising his head, he looked at Linley and asked, "No need. They have their own lives, and we have our own. Since we're not destined to be people of the same world, there's no need to let them know." After saying this, Lin Rei let go of Jin's hand and walked towards the kitchen without saying anything else. Jin, after interacting with Ouyang Jing, Long Feng, and Long Ro for so many years, had gradually fallen in love with them. It was inevitable that he would feel a little uncomfortable suddenly leaving after saying this. Lin Rei also knew that it was a little abrupt to suddenly say this, but this matter had to be said sooner or later. Since this was the case, there was no need to delay it. In the depths of the Long family's villa, in a room, Long Zhong was lying on the bed with bandages all over his body. His eyes were closed, and Wei Kei's breathing was extremely weak. Bang! A loud sound came from the door. The door was kicked open, and Ouyang Jing hurriedly walked in. When he saw his husband's miserable state, tears flowed from his eyes uncontrollably. Brother Zhong, what happened to you? Don't scare Jing. Woo woo woo. Ouyang Jing came to the bedside, held Long Zhong's hand, and began to cry. Once he cried, it was really uncontrollable. Tell me, if something happens to you, how do you want me to live? We're finally reunited. If something bad happens to you, how do you want Feng to live? How do you want Ro to live? You haven't even acknowledged Ray yet. After a burst of crying, the people outside the door finally couldn't listen to it anymore. They walked in and pulled Ouyang Jing away from the bedside. I say, Ouyang, don't be like this. Zhong will be fine. It's just that his cultivation has been destroyed. In the future, don't talk about longevity. Even if he can live for 100 years, he'll be thankful enough. Boom! Hearing this, Ouyang Jing's mind suddenly went blank. What did she mean by destroying his cultivation? What did she mean by not being able to live for more than 100 years? Ouyang Jing couldn't accept this. No, impossible. How could Brother Zhong's cultivation have been destroyed? How could it be? Impossible. You must be lying to me, right? Tell me, are you lying to me? It's impossible. It's impossible. Woo woo woo. Looking at Ouyang Jing's expression, he didn't stop her in the end. He could only watch her sit on the ground and cry, but he didn't know what to say. This was the truth. Even as the first head of the family, he didn't know what to do. Mother, what happened to you? At this time, the voices of Long Feng and Long Ro came from outside the door. After a while, the two figures appeared in front of Ouyang Jing's eyes. Mother, what happened to you? Why are you crying? When Long Feng and Long Ro came in and saw their mother sitting on the ground and crying, they immediately walked over and wanted to ask what had happened. Feng, your father's cultivation has been destroyed by someone. Moreover, he's still angry at this moment. What? Hearing their mother's words, Long Feng and Long Ro immediately raised their heads and looked at their father on the bed. His body was covered in bandages and his breathing was weak. For a moment, the two of them were silent. However, at this time, Long Feng's eyes stared blankly. As if he had thought of something, he rushed out without caring about anyone. When Long Ro saw this scene, she was stupefied. She didn't know where her brother went, and the current her didn't have the mood to chase after him to find out. Mother, don't cry. If he doesn't have cultivation, so what? Even if he can't live forever, it's still good to live a peaceful life. Moreover, Father's a good person. I believe that he'll get better soon. After hearing his daughter's consolation, the crying Ouyang Jing nodded and said, Yes, I believe you. I believe that your father will make it through. Some families were happy, while others were sad. At this moment, the Long family was filled with a heavy atmosphere. However, the Lin family villa was different. At this moment, in the main hall of the Lin family villa, Lin Ray's family was happily sitting together, talking and laughing, eating and chatting. The scene was very beautiful and desirable. Haha, our family hasn't had a good meal together like this for a long time. Since the last time we went into seclusion 8 years ago, we've only had one meal together. However, you can rest assured that in the future, as long as I have time, we'll still think about the innocent sea. Looking at this scene, Linley couldn't help but think back to his days in the unobstructed sea in the profound sky continent. Those happy days were like immortals. At the same time, he also knew that ever since he regained his memories, this home was like a hotel to him. He would come whenever he wanted, and if he didn't want to, he would buy a room outside. In fact, he hadn't even seen them for 8 or 9 years. Linley felt very guilty about this. Haha, it's okay. Hearing their husband, father's words, Jean Ling and Jean In both smiled happily. Husband, I know that you're busy. We don't blame you for this. Moreover, you're doing this to protect this family, to protect Inner. Therefore, not only do we not blame you, but we also support you very much. Not only that, in the future, we'll also work hard to cultivate and strive to catch up to your footsteps and then help you share the burden. Yes, Jean In, who was sitting next to her, hurriedly agreed after hearing his mother's words. Mother is right. In the future, I'll work hard to cultivate and then work hard to become stronger. When that time comes, father, mother, you can enjoy the happiness of a family. I'll take care of the outside matters. I'll help you. Ha ha. Suddenly, a carefree laughter came out of Lin Ray's mouth. His face was full of smiles. Ha ha, good, good, good. As expected of my son. You're responsible and responsible. Good, but you're still young. How can I let you protect me? Besides, I'm very happy to have the ability to protect all of you. Moreover, I'm very satisfied to be able to protect all of you. So, I won't entrust all of my power to you. I just want you to be independent for a few days. I have no other requests. I don't want anything else. At this moment, Lin Ray's heart was incomparably carefree and happy. To be able to hear his son say these words, he believed that any parent in the world would be happy for a long, long time if they heard it. Oh, Jean, who was originally full of ambition, instantly pinched down after hearing Lin Ray's words. Haha, look at what you're saying. Both of us are unhappy looking for it. Besides, I want Xiao En to protect me. Xiao En protects me. I'm happy. Seeing that her son was unhappy, Jean Ling quickly winked at Lin Ray and said to her son, "Oh." At this time, Lin Ray suddenly woke up and quickly agreed. Yes, Ling are right. Maybe in the future, our family will rely on En'er to take care of us when we're old. Yes, father, mother, when I have the ability in the future, I'll take care of you. Chapter 277. Bang! Just as Lin Ray and his family were chatting at the dining table, the door at the main entrance seemed to have been kicked open by someone, making a loud noise. At this time, Jean, who was in the living room, was suddenly interrupted by a loud noise when he was in the middle of a lively conversation. It was inevitable that he would feel very unhappy. The moment the sound came out, Jean stood up abruptly and turned around to walk towards the source of the loud noise that interrupted him. However, he was stopped by his father, Lin Ray. Please sit down. It's your uncle who came. Seeing how rash he is, something must have happened. At this moment, Lin Ray looked at the main entrance and frowned. He had a bad premonition, but he couldn't put it into words. Looking at his son's posture, it was obvious that he was unhappy because he was interrupted just now and was ready to go out and ask for an explanation. Therefore, Lin Ray quickly stopped him. It's uncle? Hearing his father's words, Jean turned around and asked his father with a look of surprise because in his memory, his uncle had never made such a big move. Therefore, after hearing his father's answer, Jean didn't dare to believe it. Look, something must have happened. After saying that, Lin Ray closed his mouth and didn't say anything else. He lowered his head and ate the sumptuous food that Jean Ling had made for him. Sure enough, not long after, a figure rushed in hurriedly and rushed towards where Lin Ray was. His face was filled with anxiety. Big brother, you quickly think of a way to save father. After father was taken away by the Japanese, his dantian was destroyed and he was covered in injuries. Now, he's still lying unconscious on the bed. Mother has been crying at father's bedside because of this matter. Can you think of a way? Bang! When Long Feng mentioned Long Zhong, his face, which was originally filled with happiness while eating the food cooked by his wife, instantly turned gloomy. When Long Feng finished speaking, Linley finally couldn't hold it in any longer and slammed his chopsticks on the table. Instantly, the place where Linley slammed his chopsticks, a dense spider web of cracks spread out in all directions. Even the nearby Jean was startled by Linley's actions. No matter what, Jean had never seen his father so angry before. This was the first time he had ever seen it. Hubby, don't be angry. At this time, even Jean Ling beside him was a little scared, but she didn't retreat because of fear. Instead, she came forward to comfort him. Little brother, that's enough. I do love you very much, but there's a limit. You can't talk like that in front of me just because I love you. I've said it before, that person doesn't want to hear it. What's more, he's injured and wants me to treat him. That's simply impossible. Today, I'll treat it as you've been blinded by the matter and won't argue with you. If something like this happens again, I won't care if you're my little brother or not. At this moment, Lin Ray was really angry. Today, it was his mother who couldn't wait to go back after knowing that the person was fine. Then, it was his younger brother. They had never thought about his feelings. Now, it was good that someone thought of him when something happened. How could this be possible? Seeing the rage on Lin Li's face and the murderous look in his eyes, Long Feng's body trembled, and he took a step back. His eyes were filled with terror as he stared at his big brother. He had never imagined that his big brother, who had always doted on him and protected him no matter what, would say such words at this moment. And Long Feng could sense that his big brother's words were true. No, I must let big brother save father. In this world, I think only big brother has the ability to save father. At this moment, Long Feng, who was scared back, secretly swore in his heart. However, the previous timid expression on his face disappeared, leaving only determination. Big brother, I know you don't want to lose father, but have you ever thought about it? Mother and father have just been separated for a short time. If something happens to father, what do you think mother will do? Also, have you ever thought that we have just reunited with father? If something happens to father, we will become orphans again. What do you think we will do? At this moment, Long Feng seemed to have spilled out. He took a step forward and shouted at Lin Ray what he wanted to say in his heart. However, as soon as he finished speaking, Long Feng realized that he regretted it. At this moment, after Lin Ray heard his younger brother's words, his face was full of shock. His heart was aching. He never thought that his younger brother would use this matter to threaten him. Little brother, how can you say that? You can't blame your brother for this matter. Have you ever thought about your big brother's feelings? If you do this, even sister-in-law won't help you. Not only Lin Ray, but even Jin Ling, who was next to him, scolded Long Feng angrily after hearing his words. I. At this moment, Long Feng was very regretful. He wanted to take back what he had just said. He also knew that he had gone a little overboard. Unfortunately, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Words that were said were like water that was spilled out. It was too late for regrets. Okay, I understand what you mean. Don't worry, I will save him, and I will return you and Jin Kong's father. However, I will not help you restore his cultivation. After saying that, Lin Li's eyes were lifeless. He stood up weakly and walked out. Seeing this scene, Jin Ling originally wanted to go up and stop him, but in the end, she returned to her original position and gave up on the thought of stopping him. She knew that her husband's heart was filled with bitterness and pain. Okay, now you're satisfied. The missing mother came here and knelt down to threaten him. Then, the younger brother scolded the older brother angrily. But do you know that your older brother also wants someone to care for him? Your older brother also wants his own father, but all of this was ruined by you. Lin Ray was very uncomfortable, but Jin Ling was even more uncomfortable than her husband. At this moment, Jin Ling was uncomfortable but couldn't breathe. She choked and said to Long Feng, her eyes filled with heartache, I. At this moment, Long Feng was speechless when he heard Jin Ling's words. He didn't know what to say, nor did he know what to say. Lowering his head, his eyes were filled with guilt as he recalled the series of bad actions from before. Long Feng wished that he could just slit his neck and commit suicide. All right, you could go now. Your matter has been resolved. Your brother will definitely do what he promised. As she spoke, Jin Ling did not say another word to Long Feng. She directly pulled Jin in, who had been silent all this time, and walked upstairs. Long Feng was the only one left in the living room. He stood there in a daze, not knowing what was going on. Sigh. After a long time, Long Feng stood in the living room like this for a long time. Finally, he sighed, turned around, and walked out of the Lin family villa. At this moment, Long Feng felt as if he had lost something in his heart. He was extremely uncomfortable. On a street in Yanjing, Lin Ray, who had left home, walked aimlessly all the way here. He just kept walking forward, not knowing what to do. At this moment, other than feeling uncomfortable, Lin Ray's heart was in pain. He had painstakingly returned here from the alternate dimension for his mother and younger brother and sister. Now, everything didn't need him anymore. Moreover, at this moment, Lin Ray even felt that he was an extra existence. What should I do? What should I do? At this moment, Lin Ray kept asking himself, but no one could give him an answer. Hey, don't you have eyes? Didn't you see that you bumped into my girlfriend? At this moment, a middle-aged man stood in front of Lin Ray and said directly to Lin Ray. Beside him, a very conservatively dressed woman looked at this scene with a worried expression, not knowing what to do. At this moment, how could Lin Ray pay attention to them? At this moment, Lin Ray wanted to walk the rest of the way quietly. Therefore, Lin Ray didn't hear their words at all and continued walking forward. Io, didn't you hear me? You bumped into my girlfriend and you didn't even apologize? Seeing Lin Ray's actions, the middle-aged man seemed to want to get an explanation for his girlfriend. He directly chased after Lin Ray and threw a punch at Lin Ray's face. Pong! A very loud sound came from Lin Ray's face. Because he was unprepared, Lin Ray fell to the ground directly because of the middle-aged man's punch. Therefore, at this moment, Lin Ray slowly regained his senses. At the moment when he regained his senses, Lin Ray looked at the group of people around him who were threatening him and looking at him. For a moment, Lin Ray frowned very uncomfortably. Kid, hurry up and apologize to my girlfriend. You just bumped into my girlfriend. At this time, the woman's boyfriend saw Lin Ray fall to the ground and thought that Lin Ray was a complete coward, so he removed the guard in his heart. He walked forward arrogantly and shouted at Lin Ray, who was on the ground. At this moment, Lin Ray also understood the whole story of the matter, so he did not entangle with the man in front of him. He stood up and prepared to leave. However, as the saying goes, the world is unpredictable. Lin Ray wanted to solve it, but the man did not think so. Hey kid, you're leaving just like that? My girlfriend is still waiting for your apology. What's wrong? You don't want to do it, right? When the man saw Lin Ray's actions, he quickly came forward and pushed Lin Ray, who was about to stand up to the ground again, not letting him get up. Oh kid, I advise you to leave quickly. Today, I'm in a bad mood. I don't want to cause trouble. If you know what's good for you, get out of here quickly. Lin Ray, who was already annoyed, now encountered such a scene. No one could stand it, let alone this person was Lin Ray. Yo kid, how can it be? You want to fight, right? The middle-aged man, who had already determined that Lin Ray was a coward, felt that Lin Ray's words were really provoking him. He immediately couldn't stand it anymore and was about to step forward to fight. However, at this time, a woman quickly came forward and stopped him while pleading. Don't, this big brother, don't be impulsive. Chapter 278. Lin Ray, who was about to make a move, suddenly heard this voice and turned around. At first glance, the person who came forward to stop him seemed familiar. He was curious as to where he had seen her before, but he forgot where he had seen her before. Seeing the woman's action, Lin Ray gave up the idea of making a move. He wanted to see how things would develop next. Not only Lin Ray, but even the middle-aged man who was about to make a move was quite thin. He looked at the woman who came forward. This big brother, please don't be angry with my boyfriend. He just quarreled with me, so he's in a bad mood. However, you can rest assured that if he doesn't apologize, I will apologize for him. Everything is our fault. Please let him go. As she said this, the woman's face was full of apology. She bowed 90 degrees to the woman next to her and apologized. I'm sorry, miss. It's my boyfriend's fault. He shouldn't have hit you. I apologize to you here. I hope you can let bygones be bygones and ask your boyfriend to let him go. Everything is his fault. This scene, even Lin Ray was dumbfounded. Previously, the woman said that he was her boyfriend. Lin Ray was already stunned by this point, let alone such a precious apology ceremony. Lin Ray didn't know who this woman was, but at the same time, Lin Ray wanted to know who this woman was even more. At the same time, the woman who was hit looked at the scene in front of her and hurriedly said to the person who apologized, that, you get up. Actually, it's not a big deal. It's just that my boyfriend cares about me too much. It's okay." As she said this, the woman winked at her boyfriend and gestured. Yes, yes, yes. I care about my girlfriend too much. That's why I made such an extreme move. Since Chien has already apologized, then I don't have a moment. In that case, we will leave first." Seeing his girlfriend's gesture, the middle-aged man knew that this matter shouldn't be blown up. As long as this person wasn't stupid, he would know when to stop. Therefore, when he got his girlfriend's reminder, the middle-aged man quickly left with his girlfriend. As for the surrounding people, when they saw that there was nothing more to see, they also dispersed. The street returned to its usual bustling state. No one was paying attention to Lin Ray, who had fallen to the ground. After the woman saw that the matter was settled, she turned around and prepared to leave. However, she was stopped by Lin Ray. "Miss, thank you for saving my life just now. May I know your name? If it's possible, I would like to pay you a visit to thank you." "No need." Before Lin Ray could finish, the woman interrupted Lin Ray and rejected his request. "We don't have to meet again." Although that was what she said, Linley could sense that the woman's body was trembling. Although he didn't know why, when Linley looked at her back, he had the feeling that he knew her. However, no matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't remember. Haha. In the future, you live your life, and I live mine. Today's matter was purely an accident. I was just passing by and conveniently helped. Even if it was another person today, I would still do the same. After saying that, the woman hurriedly left the place. When she reached a corner in front of her, she instantly jumped into an empty alley. Aha! A cry instantly filled the alley. She insisted that this alley was a dead end, and no one often came here. Otherwise, people would think that this woman was crazy. Haha, you don't know me? You don't know me. You made me so miserable that I didn't finish college before I got pregnant with your child. I couldn't finish college and had to drop out. Now, I can only work as a waiter. Every day, I have to go home and take care of my child. Moreover, I have to avoid those hooligans. But you are so busy. That person who was harmed by you, you are really... If Lin Ray was here and heard the woman's words, he would definitely recognize this woman. It turned out that this woman was the woman who had a one-night stand with him 9 years ago. Perhaps because she wanted to vent her grievances. After crying for a long time, stopped crying. She wiped her tears, picked up the vegetables on the ground, and left. To Lin Ray, this was just a small episode. He didn't care about it at all. However, the more he thought about the woman who stood up for him, the more Lin Ray felt that she was very familiar. However, he couldn't remember who she was. In the end, Lin Ray gave up trying to recall. Let's go. I've cut off my last bit of worldly ties. It's time for me to leave. Everything will be sealed in my old memories. Everything will pass. At this moment, Linley had already made up his mind. He was going to help his younger brother and his mother complete one last task before leaving. That tiny bit of concern he had for them had been completely erased after today's events. As soon as he said he would do it, he threw all the unpleasant things to the back of his mind. Even the seemingly familiar woman was thrown to the back of his mind. He came to an empty alley. After activating his invisibility technique, he directly flew out of the place and headed in the direction of the Long family's house. Yao Er, who had left, returned to her own home in a house in a decent residential area in Yanjing. She opened the door and saw her son sitting on the sofa watching TV. She didn't know what he was watching, but he was so small that he couldn't close his mouth. He looked very cute. Yin don't keep watching TV. You're still young. You can't watch it like that. Also, have you learned the skills that your teacher taught you? Did you have any training today? Mom, you're back. The child who was watching TV was about 8 years old. When he heard that it was his mother's voice, he immediately turned off the TV, trotted to his mother's side, and threw himself on her. Mom, don't worry. I've already learned Master Wu Jun skills. I've also finished today's meditation. The teacher told me to watch TV. The child who was crawling on Yao Er's body quickly explained. He looked very nervous, as if he had misunderstood his mother. You know that our family isn't very rich. You don't have a good background, so the only thing we have is courage. Even if you don't have a good background, don't be discouraged. You have to work harder than others. If other people spend an hour, you have to spend 3 hours. If other people spend 3 hours, you have to spend more time than others. Only in this way can you be successful in the future, understand? Yes, I understand, Mother. I will definitely learn from teacher in the future. The things that he taught me will definitely not disappoint you. After hearing his mother's words, the child named Yun seemed to understand the meaning behind it. He quickly jumped down from Yao Er's body and responded with a firm gaze. Okay, then go watch TV for a while. I'll go cook for you. When the food is ready, I'll call you to eat. As she spoke, Yao carried the dishes in her hands and walked into the small but cozy kitchen with a smile on her face. She busied herself with cooking. As for Yun, he returned to the sofa and turned on the TV. He looked very serious. After all, he was just an 8-year-old child. How could he be a real director? At this moment, Lin Ray, who had snuck into the Long family, didn't know that there was a son in this world that he didn't know about. If Lin Ray knew, he would definitely bring his son back at all costs, no matter who tried to stop him. At this moment, Lin Ray used the invisibility spell and released his divine sense to find Long Zhong's location. Then, without hesitation, he went to Long Zhong's door. However, at this moment, Lin Ray discovered that his mother, Ouyang Jing, was sitting next to Long Zhong's bed. She seemed to be asleep, tears flowing down her eyes. He didn't know what she was dreaming about. Her brows were furrowed, and her hands were clutching the blanket tightly, unwilling to let go. Sigh. Lin Ray, who was outside the door, saw this scene and had nothing to say. He could only sigh helplessly. Then, he quietly entered the room. Mother, this might be the last time I see you so close. I'm afraid I won't have another chance in the future. Maybe I won't know how long I'll be gone. In 100 or 1,000 years, you'll still be alive. Looking at his mother, Lin Ray suddenly realized that there were a few more strands of white hair on her head. Seeing this, Lin Ray's heart trembled. He couldn't control his tears, and they flowed uncontrollably. Yes, I'm over 50. I didn't think too much about it. Mother, you're already so old. Looking at the white hair on his mother's head, Lin Ray remembered that he was already over 30. Then, his mother must be even older. At this time, Lin Ray was even more reluctant to part with her. There's nothing I can do for you. The only thing I can do is to help you slow down your aging speed and increase your lifespan. I hope that we can meet again in 300 years. If you're still alive then, I'll definitely help you break through your cultivation and become a cultivator. I'll let you live a long life. With that, Lin Ray slowly walked to his mother and the so-called father. After taking out his hands from his pockets, medicinal pills lay quietly in Lin Ray's palms. If the Long family's ancestor was here, he would definitely be so surprised that his jaw would drop. Others might not know, but the Long family's ancestor must be able to feel the strong spiritual energy from these 4 medicinal pills. It was so strong that he couldn't bear to eat it. Mother, this is the only thing your son can do. Although I don't want to save him, he's your husband after all, the father of my brothers and sisters. With that, Lin Ray took the medicinal pills and went to Long Zhong's body. He opened his mouth with his hand and stuffed the medicinal pills in. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.